Welcome, Mets. Analin, have I got that right?
That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
You well?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
You're
good.
good. You're good.
Busy, but good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you told me you're juggling a million one things. Is that correct?
Yeah. It's funny. I think if I wasn't doing that, I probably wouldn't know who I am. You know, so it's a difficult one to juggle. But as you get older, it's a bit easier.
Yeah. Do you sometimes? I don't know about you. Do you sometimes look at the other side, like the mundane, the boring 9 to 5? Like you could probably get a job that probably gives you a big pay pack, probably $300K a year, $250K a year. Like, and there's everyone else's problems. You rock up to an office, tell a few people what to do. But when you run your own enterprise and when you're running your own businesses and doing multitasking, you sometimes wonder, fuck, I need a brain dead job.
I used to think like that.
Right,
Probably early on, but you just change, like you adapt.
Yeah.
And it's like anything, like how you train yourself to be able to adapt to that becomes the new you. So what I try and do is like every day just challenge myself on how I can just beat the person I was yesterday. I just do that every single day. Yeah. It doesn't matter what's going on. Like, you know, I always have the positive attitude of where we're trying to head. Like there's always something every single day, but I try not to focus on that. And I do that with my team all the time. So, you know, but, you know, when I was younger, I wasn't that guy. Like if you asked me, I'd be stressed out. You'd probably see it more. And, you know, it would affect me a lot. But it doesn't affect me at all anymore, really. Oh, maybe for a few seconds, you know.
Do you have rituals and habits in the morning?
It was funny. I was away with a mate and he has like a process every morning. And he goes, what do you do? I go, I'll get the fuck up, bro. You know what I mean? I go get the fuck up, Mets. You know, so I have that sort of internal dialogue where I'm able to do that.
Yeah.
Obviously, I have a process of, you know, how I eat and how I train and how I look after myself. But look, I did read into a lot of that many years ago,
And
I just find if it works for you, do it. Even if it doesn't work for you, do something else. You know what I mean? And I know mates that where it works unbelievably well for, and I don't tell them to change it. But for me, it's just like, you know, get up.
do you think it's sometimes that's true? Because me and you, you're younger than me, you know, not by far, but you're younger. But what did we do when we got up? We never fucking did rituals and habits. We never had fucking phones telling us to motivate us. We didn't have to read quotes. And I don't know about you, but being a fucking ethnic kid that had no idea, my parents had no idea where I was going. I still can't remember how I got my first job. Forget about Coles Parcel Pickup. I don't even know how I got that job at 15. My dad didn't tell me like I tell my son, go get a casual job. Go. Like I just got on the bus, the fucking petrol smoking, fucking people smoking on the bus, went to Roseland's, walked up to the office. I wouldn't have it a CV. I just said, can I have a job? And they gave me a job, right? And then my first job, I'm telling you, I was in the mail room for Commonwealth Bank in a computer group.
Yeah, wow.
Right? I felt like the biggest dumb cunt in there at the time.
Yeah.
I was embarrassed. So I told everyone I worked for the computer department for Commonwealth Bank. In the end, I became a network engineer.
Wow.
Just from the mail room up, right? But what I'm getting at is even now, trust me, I did some habits this morning. I sometimes, the only thing I think I try to do, I try to hit the bag.
Yeah.
Not the bags.
Yeah.
The bag.
Yeah.
So I got a boxing bag outside and I try to hit that. And I think it's something you're an advocate for. But I think it just adds a little bit of that masculine. I'm just punching something.
100%.
I'm fucked off or not. Even just slight punches.
Yeah.
Even slight punches. And just all I'm doing is jab, king, hit, jab, king. I'm not kicking it, going uppercuts. I'm just bang, 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 bang. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. Like that's all I'm doing. But yeah, sometimes, I know it's long-winded what I've just said, but fucking those habits sometimes slow your morning down. Hey guys, Steve here. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. You know the drill. We'd love you to subscribe. We'd love you to hit the notification bell. Why? It gets us out there, allows us to go and get bigger, better, greater. We've already had some great guests, as you know, but we want to continue this. We want to continue this journey with you. So if you could, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you're notified each time we put up a new podcast. Thank you for allowing me to take you away from the podcast. Let's get back to it.
It does look, I'm kind of fortunate enough. I get to the gym at 5. I train at 6.
Yeah.
That's my ritual.
There you go.
So it starts me. And I always say to people like, they go, when do you start? I go, mate, as soon as I walk into the gym, like I've got over 4,000 members.
Yeah.
I go, my job starts as soon as I walk through those doors. So then I got to train in the office.
Yeah.
And then I got to get on with work in the office. You know, sometimes my earliest meetings are at 7, you know, and the latest ones could be at 5.
Right, yeah.
And there's like work in between all of that, you know, and the job doesn't end, you know, until later in the day. But I say, like, you're one of my mates and you go, let's go for an afternoon session. I know I can switch off because I got that buffer.
Yeah.
So that's why I like training with someone in the gym.
Yeah.
That's, you know, a close mate of mine because it gives me a buffer.
Yeah.
And that buffer is essential. But that's my ritual. Like if I was just in Thailand, same thing. 6 a.m. I'm in the gym. You know, depending on who I go with, it's 2 sessions a day. Because now I don't get bothered. So I think, you know, my probably greatest ritual is the gym. And that's what I've loved since I was 8 years old.
You said 2 sessions. What does that mean?
So, you know, when I was just in Thailand, we might have done, you know, a smaller body group and then, you know, a larger body group in the morning and then a smaller body group in the end. But then, like, the individual I was with, we done a 2K run on the treadmill, weight session, 2K run at the end. I don't run, but I was with him and I can adapt.
Yeah.
So, you know, and one of the sessions was on a Sunday evening after I had 2 margaritas and he had 2 tequilas. And we're on this beautiful, like, little island in Thailand. It was my mate's, it's Paradise Beach. And we're just having a good time. Yeah. You know, we had a 2-hour window, 3 to 5, and the car was going to pick us up at 5. And my mate looked at me and goes, bro, we've got to go. We've got to go to the gym.
Wow.
So we went to the gym Sunday evening, and funny enough, it was an unbelievable session for me, and I had that much energy after it at 8 p.m. And it's a great feeling because it's the kind of feeling I used to have when I was younger, when I didn't have a gym, and it was like you just loved training. Like I truly love training.
Yeah,
you know, it was my number one passion.
Yeah.
Not so much the running on the streets, but the gym itself.
Yeah. So you were saying you grew up in Redfern, East Lakes.
Yeah. East Lakes,
and back in that day, that was the Wild West, man.
Yeah.
I remember it very well. You know, that was...
Well, you had Roselands at East Lakes Shopping Centre. That's
was
locked
that?
down now.
Yeah.
At East Lakes Shopping Centre.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, same. And then you moved to Monterey.
Monterey, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's where you
For
found
high
it.
school, yeah.
Yeah, and your high school was at James Cook. So at 8 years old, you said you fell in love with it. And I think I read something about your brother. Is that where around the same time?
Yeah, so my brother started competing, I think, 1985.
Right.
But in 1984, what got me was the 1984 Mr. Olympia on Wild World of Sports with Lee Haney winning.
Really? And it was on Wide World of Sports?
Wild World of Sports, man.
Wow,
they had a snippet of it.
Yeah.
That snippet was more than enough for me. And but I remember, you know, watching that, and then there was a place on Garner's Road called I forget if it was called something Mania Videos. And I remember going there with my brother and watching.
Oh, the
video stores. Yeah. That was there, the big one.
Video Mania,
Yeah, Video Mania.
Yeah.
And I never forget. We went there and we bought the earlier years of before the 1984 Olympia, where Frank Zane and all those guys were competing, going back to. I'm not too sure. We're back to maybe 1981. I was surprised they even had those videos in there. And we'd take it home and we'd watch it.
Yeah.
So, you know, and then my brother was collecting all the Flex magazines, the Muscle magazines, and all the different magazines back then. And, you know, you'd just be there. You'd be pumped up just to wait for the edition to come out every month.
Yeah.
You know, and then you'd scroll each page slowly and then you'd go over it and over it again. You know, and you'd study it as much as you possibly could, admiring, you know, like bodybuilding itself.
Yeah.
So, you know, there was a passion from the early days.
And your brother, how much older is he than
10
you?
years older than me.
Oh, that's 10 years is a lot.
So when I'm 8, he's 18.
So you look like it was, I mean, I'm assuming, but obviously you looked up to him.
Yeah. He won the Junior Australias in 1987.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Junior Australias, yeah.
Yeah. That was when the lineups were big, when Terry Mitzos was competing.
Yeah.
Yorki Sevalanian, I think that was his name. So it was big back then. And I used to go to those shows and watch those shows with him.
Wow. So that obviously attracted you to. Did you ever compete?
I competed in the South Coast, which was a comp in Canberra back in 1998.
Yeah. Was
Yeah,
that?
98.
Have you done much competing?
Just that one.
Just that
yeah,
one.
Yeah,
And how'd you find that?
It was great. I wanted to keep going, but I think the road to that one, when you do your first comp, everything works really well, really fast. And I think at that age, I thought I was going to compete again.
How old were you?
21.
Okay.
And I never did, right? And I'm kind of glad I didn't.
Yeah, okay.
Not in a bad way, and it's not dissing anyone because I still love bodybuilding. Yeah. I'm still a huge fan of bodybuilding. I was just at the Olympia in Vegas. I've been going to Vegas since 2005. Wow. I'm going to the Analin Classic in a couple of weeks. So I'm still a massive fan. I still keep up with the sport, But, it kind of took me, and I love what I'm doing right now. I look at it as a sport. Like I'm in the fitness industry.
Yeah.
And I look at it as a sport because it's something that you can keep doing and keep evolving into. And I never looked at it that way. Yeah. I look at it as a game. You have your wins, you have your losses. What kind of a mentality do you have every single day and get back up? No different to a 12-week comp prep. You're playing mind games with yourself, especially those last 4 or 5 days. It's constant mind games. Are you good enough? Have you missed it? You're confident 2 weeks in, thinking you're gonna be a world beater. Then you get towards the end, and you feel like fuck, is my world going to end?
It's gonna be judged.
Yeah, it's like a mix of emotions, So, I understand how that 12-week prep looks like as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And then what you have to look like before you get there. There's a lot of work that goes into it, and I take my hat off to those coaches that have to deal with individuals like that because it's not an easy job. It's not an easy job. And you see it a lot. You like in bodybuilding, blaming their coaches for not, peaking and all that kind of stuff. Then you hear Sean Ray talk about, what do you need coaches for?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well, obviously you did it without a coach, I'm assuming, and your brother did it as well without a coach. I mean, I think, look, I've never competed. The only thing I've competed with, in all honesty, I did everything a bodybuilder did, meaning besides being a natty till I was 49.
Yeah.
At 49, I did my first cycle.
Yeah, wow.
Well, I did 2 cycles at 49 because I was turning 50.
Yeah.
And
you need it.
Yeah, I know. I said to myself, and I used an underground fucking bodybuilder that I knew. I said, what do we do? Went to his apartment. He opened up the drawers.
Yeah.
And he goes, have you done this before? I said, no. He even said to me, he goes, what? Why, Steve? What do you want to do it for? What's, okay, I just want to. I've not done it. Let's do it. What am I going to do? What's my cycle? Yeah. What am I combining together? And he goes, he's telling me the chambers, the needles. He asks, shows me. That was it. He even told me where to go in Redford to go get free needles. Everything. And we're going there with my M3. I have to name the car because it makes sense. Going down an alleyway with an E46 and I'll get this. I don't want to be he's Lebanese next to me and we're going down this alleyway. And he's going, come with me. And we walk in like a shopping. I'll have this. We get my bags. He goes, all right, you got everything there that you need, And I love the experience. Have I done it again since? No. Would I do it again? Yeah. But I realised that, as I've told everyone, food, rest, training. You don't have that right, you can take any cycle you want. You can jump on the biggest, heaviest stuff you want. If you don't have the baseline right, which is all the natty stuff. It's all the natty stuff. If you don't have natty worked out, what are you eating cycles for?
100%, because you could take everything you want anyway. You have to go back to the basics. You have to. So you can't just go out and eat at McDonald's and fast food and take everything and think you're going to get a result.
No. You can't even sit on the couch and get results.
You can't,
I was like, when I was taking it, I went, my God, I'm still doing what I have to do.
Yeah.
But yes, was I stronger? Yes. Did I grow a little bit different? I did. But what I was trying to say is, and where this story was going was, see, even yourself, I've never competed, but the love affair with this sport and praising people, I guess, like, well, maybe you've done one comp, but your brother or Terry Mitsos or the Sean Rays. I mean, I loved watching those guys, the Lee Haneys, I mean, Dorian Yates. I mean, they were somehow they looked somewhat, it doesn't seem so much of a freak show now. I mean, what is the freak show? I don't know what it is really. They're incredibly big, but the only sad thing is, which maybe we'll tap on, is that they seem to be finding artificial ways to make themselves look bigger. They've got oils now. They've got this going on. They're whatever they're injecting, right? Which I think to me that's not bodybuilding. You know what I mean? Like what I'm getting at is when you look at the Lee Priest and the lineup in the 90s, I mean, those guys worked very hard, very basic training. It's tuna and rice, whatever it is they're doing, and depleting in. They didn't even have carb load. Like they were just some of them were on the brink of death. Yeah. They had people, paramedics in the background ready to bring them back to life, some of them. But what I'm trying to say is bodybuilding is like Titan's gym, is going to the gym, is pushing weight, is watching transformations happen before you. The stage is just a destination. The journey is one big just bodybuilding. That's what I mean. That's the love affair.
Yeah, like even when some of my best moments, my brother's competed it many times. He's won the light heavyweight Australian titles as well. But I actually enjoyed the journey of when he was competing and supporting him. Yeah. My brother never liked going on stage. Yeah, I know. He actually liked the journey of getting to that shape. Yeah, it is. So it is about that shape. That's what it was more for him. He's business partners with me, but he likes to fly be under the radar. He's also a huge mentor of mine. Oh, yeah. Just his mindset and how he thinks. Like I bounce a lot of things off him and people don't know that, and you can be in a conversation and three people could be sitting here. My brother looks like a rock. You wouldn't even know what he's thinking. Wow. But then when you get to know him, he really opens up. He's a huge historian of the sport as well. So he understands it extremely well. But the journey for me, like when he was competing, I was enjoying that prep, and just seeing the detail come out each week and where you were getting to. Also, how the body changes from prep to prep. Yeah, you know what I mean? 100%. So what worked one year probably won't work the same the next year because the body is not the same. It has to readapt. That's why, like people that put themselves through bodybuilding, they do, mate. It does cause a lot of different issues, from injuries to hormonal, because you're going down to body fat percentages that you really shouldn't go down near. So it does make it hard, and I've seen it. So sometimes, but like when you see those guys in shape, and like you alluded to before, I was just at Olympia, and it, whether they like hearing it or not, it's, that system was created by the people probably judging it. I don't know, because I think if they judged it as certain criteria, they could match that criteria, because these guys are animals as well. Yeah. And if you see them in their amateur years, they were that shredded anyway. They had that. So what happened is the sports, maybe the rules, I don't know, were they aligned to? They probably wanted to see it differently. I don't know why. Yeah, I mean, you are right. Because they've been that way. Yeah. They've already been that way coming through the ranks. Because in the amateurs they judge differently anyway. Yeah. So they were already there, but how they?
Do you think that they're going? Do you think they've taken I mean, I don't know. Like, do you think they've taken aesthetics away and gone with size? But then size has a bit, like, they're conditioned up, these guys, but I don't know, man.
But you know what? The problem, the judges are from the other era anyway. So it wasn't like some of these guys weren't judging in the 90s. Steven Weinberger, he's been around for a long time. Like, they were judging from then. I don't know why they went in that direction. I mean, if you look at the classic, when those guys are shredded.
Yeah. I mean, it looks amazing, but I don't, like I said, I mean, looking at a kind of, like I said, bodybuilding today, like, it's, I don't know why they keep referencing the 90s or even the early 2000s, but that was quite an era back then.
That was a freaky era, man. I'm spewing I wasn't going to the Olympia back then.
Really? Yeah, but it was quite like...
But look, Jay Cutler during that period, if you look at 2001, mate, he looked unbelievable. I was looking at photos just recently with him and Ronnie, and he mate, like, I mean, that could match any of the eras as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, Ronnie Coleman, I mean, he was a freak. I mean, he was up on the lineup natural apparently at one stage. That's why he was 15th or 18th, whatever he was. And then when he obviously...
That Kevin Levrone moment changed everything for him. The vodka.
The vodka, yes.
The vodka changed everything.
Yeah, the vodka changed everything. But I guess it was inevitable. I mean, he was going to not hold back. But to reach that level natural, it's pretty incredible. Not many people
There's
do.
there's he had genetics.
Yeah, that's what I
Like
mean.
you know, like if you look at some of the bodybuilders, they had genetics, but they didn't quite have his natural genetics. But it doesn't mean like even if you have natural genetics, is your receptor site's going to be able to be where it needs to be at to grow to the levels it has to grow.
Yeah.
You know, and I think I guess look, you have to pay a price for how strong you get.
Yeah.
And how the ego can take over, lifting weights that you shouldn't lift, and it happens to the best of us, though.
A lot of them are struggling to walk.
Yeah.
A lot of them are hurt or bent. I don't know. Were they lifting that heavy, man? Was it?
Running was like if you look at Dorian Yates, there was a recent podcast with Dr. Huberman.
Yes.
Where they trained at Gold's Gym.
Yep.
And Dorian Yates was taking him through what I like about Dorian Yates is he goes, man, I don't really care about the science. I'm going to tell you just how it works.
Yeah,
This is how it works. He goes, I don't care about this scientific paper. I don't care. And I was talking about the 6-minute cardio on the assault bike.
Yes.
6 sets of 20 seconds, But it makes sense, right? Because, Dorian Yates used to push the negatives and he used to push, he did push the limits of that one hard set. But even, there's videos of him saying, I could have probably not gone that hard and still got the results. But and I think in one of the videos he said, if you're winning 6 Olympias, who's going to tell me what to do? Which is the truth. Like, you're winning.
Yeah.
You're winning, and so it becomes hard at a point. Like, whether you're in business or whatever, like you've got to sort of almost get outside of yourself to understand, what you got to do and what you got to adjust. But, I do agree with, I was asked a question at the gym the other day, Mets, who do you agree with, Jay Cutler or Dorian Yates? And I said, mate, that's a good question. Do you know what? I agree with both of them. I go, if you look at Jay Cutler, he didn't go all out in his sets, but he done reps of 12. I go, you do reps of 12 for 4 sets in a row, mate, I go, you're going to get a lot of hypertrophy. You're going to get a massive pump.
Yeah.
But I go, he was smart. I go, he was smart in the sense that he knew the number that was going to help him the most. And then Dorian Yates found the sweet spot. But for Dorian Yates, we'll tell you the same thing. Like, he could have probably done a few more things better.
Yeah.
But you had to push that level. If you don't push that level, how are you going to grow? You got to get the food in. There's a lot of sacrifice that comes in bodybuilding.
Bodybuilding is pretty mundane.
Yeah.
Nothing too exciting about it. 5 meals a day.
Oh, there's nothing exciting.
No,
about that.
I'm telling you, not many people know. It's probably, if you can do something over and over again and absorb the boring, because all we do is go to the gym, whatever it is 4 days that you can get over the whole body properly, say 4 days. And in between that, you might have a rest or you have a rest at the end, whatever you decide, and then you repeat it again.
Yeah.
And pretty much you're repeating what you've just been given for 12 weeks to see if it works.
I know.
It's pretty boring.
I know.
But it's kind of like a meditational thing. But out of all the Olympians, all that you know, who's your favourite Olympian? Let's just go with that one for the moment.
Look, I've watched all the eras, and I've even gone back to Arnold, Larry Scott, Sergio Olivier, which he was a freak. You look at old photos there. But you talk about the favourite Olympians. I'd say the first 2 ones that had an impact on me was Lee Haney and Dorian Yates.
Yeah.
They're the first
but wasn't
2.
that real chalk and cheese later? Like,
I was.
When I think Dorian won, I think Lee Haney could have taken it still one more time. That was very close, I think.
Probably maybe that.
But then the next year after, where Dorian Yates went to, 12 months later, that changed everything.
Yeah, it did. I mean,
that's
look,
where
the year after he came in shredded,
Yeah.
which would have been harder for Lee Haney because he came in even sharper. That was like a new conditioning.
That's
with
what
the
I'm
size.
saying is,
but the year after that, he was untouchable. Really,
that's what I mean. Like when he came in, the way he came conditioned.
that was 93. I believe.
Things were changing
93.
a little bit. You're kind of wondering what that is, what that look was. But then 12 months later,
But even that look of Flex Wheeler in 93.
oh,
That was
Flex Wheeler was amazing.
that was unbelievable.
I mean, he had a gorgeous body.
He did, yeah.
I mean, he had a good. Have we got the air conditioning on? God, it's still hot in here. Yeah,
Am I taking up all the heat?
you are, man. You are. You're taking up all the heat, man. I don't know what you're doing, mate. It's just damn light. Dorian Yates. So you, I guess, because people would want to know, what kind of a school kid were you? Were you
Terrible, man.
Terrible?
The worst kid, mate. I was the most distracted kid in school.
Yeah?
Mum used to go, I was like, was constantly on replay, rewind, replay, same thing. She used to go to the parent and teacher meetings. I go, mate, what are you going there for? Right throughout high school, right throughout primary school. School probably wasn't for me. Look, I'm Turkish, so people don't realise Mum and Dad spoke to me in Turkish to the age of 5. So when I got to kindergarten, I didn't know how to speak English.
I've told everyone that too. I just knew how to speak Greek.
Yeah, so I didn't know. And so,
of course.
So that was quite a struggle, but I love sport. So I played rugby league.
Did you?
All the way through. I played for Mascot Juniors, not far from here.
Yeah.
So that was kind of, I loved rugby league.
What position did you play?
Second row lock, but yeah, so I loved rugby league, and I remember I started playing at the age of 8. So once I knew I loved sport, school was more irrelevant. So, but you got to get through it. You got to get through it.
You do. I think regardless if you're not, all of us, whether we were rat bags or not, it depends who we are today. But some of that helps us, those foundations, to survive through that. And you know yourself, our era was a lot of racism, and it's funny because I tell people that, I mean, I'm sure your dad, my dad, we copped racism every day, and all we did was go home and have dinner. No one ever talked about it.
Yeah.
Watch the Don Lane show.
Yeah.
Maybe Mum opened up Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate. That was our treats. Or she cut some fruit. Yeah. Went to sleep and we faced everything the next day. No one complained. You there was no intel. You didn't go to your dad, I got bullied at school today, and your dad didn't say me, the workers were telling me, like, a worker called me a wog.
Yeah.
There
was a different level of mental toughness that we were brought up with.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Brought up with a different mental toughness.
And that it's a shame that part of that era is not quite there anymore. And I was just I go overseas a fair bit, but I don't think there's enough male leaders. And what I mean by that is like I'm married, I've got 2 kids, principles, values, all that kind of stuff matters a lot. It matters a lot to me. Like I've got, a big team. How I have to show up every day matters a lot. For a kid that was terrible at school, like that didn't listen to anything.
I want people to hear that because they can become something. That's why.
Yeah. So for me, there was I had to learn a lot of those traits, even though I seen it in Mum and Dad, but you don't understand why, right? So as I was getting older, I understood that a lot more. Those principles and values that of who you need to be and what type of leader. I probably early on thought, why me? But then it was why not me? Because you have to take that responsibility on and understand with that responsibility that you're not going to win all the time as well. But, if you go back like a game and go back to the drawing board and find out what worked and what didn't work, it matters a lot. So for, every day I try and live by that. I know a lot of people, probably have veered away from that possibly, but I think it's very, very important to understand that the frameworks of who you need to be and what you need to do, I think is very, very important.
Did you know who you wanted to be as you were growing up before you opened up a gym? What was your
funny enough, man, I always wanted to own a gym.
Really?
From the age of 8. When you watch bodybuilding, and my brother was going to Tarzan and Jane, I was watching him as an 8-year-old. He was taking me in there. He goes, mate, sit in that corner. Don't fucking say a word.
What's your brother's name?
Murat. And look, Murat was a bit of a freak, man. At 18, 19, they were giants in that gym.
Yeah.
And Murat was massive. He was a tank. And, to win the Junior Australias, I think it was 19. Yeah. And all the other boys were in their 30s competing. And he was massive. So a lot of people looked up to him from a young age. So, you're going in and he, funny enough, in East Lakes, it's a 2-bedroom house. Three brothers are sleeping in one bedroom. I'm sleeping with a giant in the bedroom. That's what I was exposed to.
Were you the youngest?
What's that?
Were you the youngest?
Yeah, I'm the youngest, yeah. My other brother's 1 year older than him. So he's turned 60. Well, he's turned 60, that's right. No. Yeah, he has. trying to think. I think he's 60. Yeah, he is. Murat's 59, turning 60. Yeah, he is 60. So, but they had better genetics than me, to be honest. Murat reckons the eldest one had the best genetics.
Really?
But never really trained and went in the gym like him. So my brother's genetics was pretty freaky from a young age.
Yeah.
I wish I had that.
But just say, all right.
I'm glad I didn't actually have it.
Why is that?
I think with my personality, because Murat's like a rock. He's the middle child. He's like a rock, and he knew how to control that physique.
Yeah.
Because when you look like that, you could go, either way. So he would grow easily. Like I had to work a lot harder.
Did you have a bit of aggression? You like to fight?
When you're Turkish living in East Lakes, growing up in Redfern, and your brothers are fighters, your brothers are fighters, your dad's like that. I mean, you have no choice.
I was going to say, is that why you're saying, had you had his physique, your mentality would have been invincible?
I always say to people, like, okay, look, if you got 3 people in the family, you could grow up in the same household, but there's 3 different lenses.
Yeah, that's right.
One was there before all of us that sees a different lens, the second one to the third one.
Yeah.
So, and, sometimes you look at a family and go, why are they all different? They might look all similar. Like if you see me and Murat, everyone thinks we're twins.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And, sometimes at Coogee they stop. My brother, he's there a fair bit, but then they go, hey, Mets, how you going? My brother's looking at him. So, it's like some things are a blessing in disguise, I believe.
Yeah. And, all right, so you knew at 8 you wanted to have a gym. And through that time, all right, so you opened up a gym, you and your brother. How old were you again?
21.
21. That's very young.
He was 31.
Yeah, of course, of course.
He was the catalyst.
He was a catalyst.
He was the catalyst. He put a lot of things on the line.
He said to you, you want to come on board?
Yeah. I mean, like him and I, you got to remember, like I loved the industry as much as him.
Yeah. So he said to you, we're doing a gym.
We bought the gym that we were training in, man. Like, so it was a bit.
Did you buy it or did you get it for free? Being two Turkish boys, you didn't take over.
Fucking paid overs, man.
You didn't kick down the. Hey, can we get a Turkish coffee? You like Turkish coffee? We're going to do a Turkish coffee.
Yeah,
we're going to do Turkish coffee. Just to play homage.
Look, it's funny because.
Come on, you didn't pay for it, did you?
No, we did, man. I wish. I said to my brother, man, I wish we had an easier path, man. Because nothing was easy.
I want to hear it all, right? So, all right, so you buy this gym. Tell me about the gym, and also the fact that. I don't know, man. This is very rare. You had your wives helping you guys out while you were...
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the story.
I'll tell you. Look,
I want to hear the story.
I'll tell you something, man. We weren't meant to even be here. Like, honestly, because what happened was when we bought the gym, we were struggling. And what I mean by struggling is, like, when you're going... Like, I've got this dream of what a gym has to look like.
Of course.
I didn't know, like, at Rockdale, we're going to be dealing with some of the biggest gangsters either. Even though I went to school with them, which was a huge advantage. We knew them. Like, we went to school with them. It's like, if I go to school with you and we know all the boys there from Arncliffe and all that, it's a bit better, but it's not that good because, like, I never forget, like people talk about, my staff talk about little problems that they have. My one was, like, I'm 21 and I'm pretty built, right? And I was always training, but it was like one guy said to me, okay, mate, your membership's due. He goes, fuck you, I'm not paying you. He goes, what the fuck should I pay you? So this was what my initiation in the industry, and I was like, I can hold my own, and you put it back in their face, but I can't tell you how many of those conversations and like, let's go outside and sort this out outside, and I said, let's go. That's what it was like.
I know.
That's what it was like, and the worst was when you had 3 different gangs coming in, and you were on shift, and what people don't realize, it was either me or Murat. We didn't have extra staff.
Yeah.
So he was either working a morning shift and I do an afternoon, or I do an afternoon, he'd do a morning. But, there was a point where we weren't making money. We bought the building. We said, if we buy the building, we're safe. Mate, you're not safe from the bank. Then we were struggling and the family was looking after us. And I said to my brother, bro, how long can we do this? So we said, let's sell it to a developer. And at that point, we signed off on it and we thought, what have we done? And then I ring my solicitor, I go, it's an 18-month settlement. I said, Joe, what do we do here? He goes, there's nothing you can do. The only thing you can do, he goes, if they don't sign on the 18th month, you keep the deposit and it's still yours.
Go on.
So then me and my brother go, well, what are we going to do? We go, let's give it a crack. Let's work hard. Let's see what happens. Funny enough, just that mindset turned the business around. So now you got to wait 18 months. Imagine that.
To see if you still got it.
Yeah. 18 months.
And you're building it now.
You're building it.
Fuck. And you could lose it now.
And you can lose it, yeah. Fuck. And you think about, just think about that thought. And it's funny, sometimes I should go back to that when I'm going through a minuscule of that problem now, right? Like think about it.
Yeah.
So it gets to that 18 month, they don't sign, and the gym's ours. Otherwise, we're not even hearing Coogee, we're not even talking. So, what that taught me was, my brother has this philosophy, like anytime something's happening, and I'll ring him, and it's very, very simple. He'll say, fuck it, man, go for it. Like, fuck it. And he'll say, fuck everyone, you believe it, do it. Don't think about it, man. Just put everything into it. And my conversation with him is that simple. Like people go, what do you...
Can I have his number? Okay, I need his number, man.
But but everyone needs someone like that,
and
it's helped me a lot in business.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to say to my mom, "Can you make a brother for me? I need a brother." Yeah. But thankfully, you had that, and you need it.
Yeah, look, my dad was pivotal too, man. But
what I'm saying is, there's fractures in family. Thank God yours wasn't a fracture. Like you worked together too many. But I'll keep going. Yeah, your brother.
And it's sometimes it's the simple word like. And that has become ingrained in me. You know what I mean? Like, because now my team will go, how do you do that? I go, look, it's very simple. It's a thought, and I go, anything that comes my way that's a problem within that sequence, I go, I almost make it bounce off me. I go, it doesn't mean that emotion doesn't affect me at that point.
Good call.
Because it doesn't matter what level you're at, high level you're at. Maybe there's people that have mastered it at some point. But at one point, it has to affect you. But how fast can you get rid of that? Like, I just get rid of things faster now. Yeah. So whatever affects me, I get rid of it faster.
I've kind of realized myself by, like, us growing up, did we know the word anxiety? Did we know the word depression? Did we know, and how it's thrown around? But what I've realized myself is, anxiety is anticipation.
Yeah.
So before I have to call Mets, I'm anxious, man. Let's just say that. I've got to call him about something.
Yeah.
So to minimize that time frame, the quicker I hit dial tone. Now, dial tone, the adrenaline's up now. The anxiety's not on. As soon as you answer, you forget everything because you're action.
Yeah.
Once you're in action, there's no more anxiety. So what I mean is it's all the anticipation. Like people wait too long, or like you said, sometimes you just have to fuck it and find out. And it's not about finding out because you're going to win. Fucking get rid of it.
100%, man.
Because it's sometimes not, I don't need it, man. I don't want to think about it. Yeah. I'm happy if it's a no.
Yeah.
I'm happy if this is an argument. I just need to know we're going to argue. I just need to know we're not working, we're working together or we're not working together. Whatever it is, I think everybody's...
You're all good conversationalists, right? So people, you are. Because a lot of people don't know how to have proper conversation. You know what I mean? Because they take things to heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I always say to people, I go, people might call me arrogant in business. I go, if you look at the data that I watch, I take action on the data. Yeah. And I watch it for a long time. I go, like, whether it's me doing Reform, Pilates, High Rocks in the business, we're doing our Soul Cycle. I've been watching the data and I've understood how I've got to create the room. I'm going way out of my comfort zone to do that. But I'm also watching exactly what it has to be and how I have to facilitate that process. I go, so, and even like, New Tech, when we bought New Tech first to the gym, we were one of the first. Yeah. We were one of the first. We actually were the first. I actually went to South Korea probably a week later with Jason from Gym Solutions and met with the CEO, got along really well with him, just to understand the equipment. I love all the brands, Panada, Hammer Strength. I love all of them. I have a great relationship with all of those guys as well. Like, what people don't know about me is like I'm also meticulous on cardio. Like some of the, like I love studying about the industry. Like I'm passionate about it at every level, like in sport.
I can see by your eyes.
Yeah, like it's just and that's one of the things I'll say to people. Like when you get anxious, when you get when you feel that anxiety, you're actually excited. So when I'm with my team and they're looking at me funny, I go, you may feel anxious, but if you think about it, you're excited about the change and about how we're going to win now.
Yeah, that sounds
Okay, we're going to win, and we're going to do it as a team.
Yeah,
we're going to support each other no matter what to the end, and we're going to adjust if we have to. We're going to adjust to where we're going. We know where we're going, but there might be a few adjustments to get to where we're going. The vision of where we're going is going to be the same, but we may have to make an adjustment here, guys. So if you can make them understand excitement, and look, you know, people will come up to me and they go, "Why is that person like that?" I go, if you look at people and their patterns in their life, they're scared they're going to lose something. There's a pattern that exists in them, and usually, like, I don't like to say I'm the hero in the industry. I just probably work harder at studying certain things, right? But I don't want to be the hero, right? Because if you look at what I do in the gym, I don't train anyone anymore, really. I don't do any classes, but I help facilitate each area and each team leader. So my job's changed. So I go, really, they shouldn't want to be the heroes. They should want to have a team of heroes and a system that's created that. Because if you say, I want that mantle, well, you're not a team player, man. The team player should want the whole sequence to feel like that. You might have different team members that facilitate that, but you don't have to be the hero. You don't have to be the hero.
Hey guys, Nutrition Warehouse, your .1 store for all your supplement needs. Visit in-store here in Australia or New Zealand, or go to nutritionwarehouse.com.au, or for our New Zealanders, go to nutritionwarehouse.co.nz, shop away, and at checkout, why not use discount code MTP15 to get 15% off all your orders. Hey guys, just want to thank one of our major sponsors, Alka-Power Water, as I cradle their 10-litre box here. alkapower.com.au. Go check them out. They're in your major retail stores, supermarkets, and please get yourself alkalined with Australia's #1 alkaline water, Alka-Power. alkapower.com.au. Go check them out now. Hey guys, Steve here. Muscle Talks podcast. Just a quick shout out to one of our amazing sponsors, Macro Foods. You know how I feel about food. Food is very important to me. Macrofoods.com.au. Go check them out. And to get that little bit more off the price, use code MTP10 to get 10% off all your orders. I think, like when you said about, first, not that I know that I'm a good communicator, but, and like, trust me, I laugh at myself with this podcast, especially when people come up to me and tell me, they go, I like your podcast. And I go, what do you like about it? Like, I'm literally saying, what do you like about it? And they say, oh my God, the conversations, they seem real. And they are. But what I found was, and I read a book as well, which is How to Win Friends, Influence People.
Yeah, it's a great book.
Great book.
Yeah.
And it really tells you to predominantly sit quiet and ask them questions. And there's another thing I like, it's called the CIA. And the CIA like to know 90% about others, and everyone only knows 10% about you.
Yeah.
And I run CIA with everything. So I'm a CIA agent. I know everything about you. You know nothing about me. Because, and I'll tell you why they know nothing about me. Because they don't ask. Because they're so infatuated on themselves. And because I ask them questions, they're...
But you told me you're working in the post office, then you got into
mailroom.
Mailroom, and then you got into obviously the sort of the tech.
Yeah. So what I did, I'll tell you a little story. So I went in the mailroom.
Look, when you said you're Greek, I go, this guy's done a lot. Yeah. So I didn't have to know too much. You know what I mean? Because you can see that, and when you said where you came from, Roselands, I see I go hustler. He's done heaps, right? Especially like Belmore. When you come from those areas and you know what nationality the person is, you can almost take a stab in the dark.
Mate, you know what I mean? Said I was building a car. I pulled motors. I didn't even know. And my friend, because he left school early, he had an apprenticeship as a mechanic. I said, let's.
You married too as well? Married kids?
I was married. And I say, unfortunately, a divorce because it was never destined. I'm not happy about it. So many people talk about being divorced and they're happy. I'm not happy about it. What I mean by that is I'm happy. I'm not happy. That wasn't my plan. My plan was not that. But because also people don't understand marriage and kids is a goal. And people keep talking about money, keep talking about physical stuff. But you married, children. Maybe you don't talk about it. Maybe you didn't talk about it when you were 21 or 18 or 16. But in your head, you're looking at your parents, you're looking at fundamental foundations, and you think this is what foundation is.
Yeah.
But thankfully, like I said, I've got 2 beautiful kids.
Yeah.
I've got a daughter, her name's Ruby. She's in performing arts. And I've got a son who's 19, and he's not too sure what he's doing with himself right now. He's a bit pissed off with me for some reason. But that's okay, because that's another thing I've learned with myself is you can be as pissed off as you are with me. I don't really care.
Yeah.
The fact I love you, I don't have a problem with you.
Yeah,
You've got the problem. I don't. So how about you keep it and we'll work it out later.
Yeah.
But he's doing a lot of martial arts at the moment, and he's really good at it. Like he's kind of born. But yeah.
How old is he?
He's 19,
Yeah.
turning 20. Top kid.
Yeah.
Like he looks a little bit like you.
Yeah.
He looks a little bit like you.
Lucky.
Very lucky. He's lucky, and I like your attitude. But he,
I think he's at that age, like, you know, there's sometimes like when you're 19 and he's doing martial arts, you know, whether his mates are going out with girls, whether he wants to go out, he could be fighting against, like, martial arts, a disciplined sport.
Yeah.
So he could be thinking about, fuck, I want to go out, but I like martial arts. You know, my mates are going out. My mates have got girls. There's a lot of things that are going through their heads, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's not this distinct plan. So then, you know, whether it's a daughter or whether it's a son, you know, there's, and I see it a lot in kids, because we get a lot of kids that come through the gym, that we help out, and there's no clear definition of what they see. Like sometimes I can see it, but I go, if they can define, like, their definition of defining themselves is probably a lot more in social media and others that they see, not clearly defined as who they've got to be. So it becomes a little bit hard. And I see that a lot. And it's not easy, especially in today's day and age, because we didn't get exposed to as much. So it was a bit more clearer with us. Like, even though we did probably, you know, have our run-ins with our mum and dad, but it was a bit more clear, the run-ins.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think when I say if you can make it, then I'm not putting pressure on them.
Yeah, man.
If me and you can make it, I don't put pressure on anyone.
Yeah.
Because I think putting pressure on them. So all I said to him was, when he didn't know what to do, I just said, listen, man, I said, I don't need you sleeping in and I don't need you in front of the screen. But if you don't know what you're doing this year, I need you to double down on the sport.
Yeah.
And he did. So he's been in 3 fights already. He's
good.
done, but we started at kind of 14, or younger, and I could see the fight in him. But I just said to him, I don't care. Like, it's kind of like, I got your back. I didn't say it like that to him, but I said, if you're every morning at the gym and because he goes twice, and now he's been in fights. He's just an amateur kid fighting, and he's not getting paid for it. And he's got a casual job at the sailing club at St. Susie, and sometimes he goes to me, I don't know about this job. I said, mate, look, you've got a water views here. You're dressed all right. It's not the busiest place. It's busy, but I said, just shush, do your job, but, you know, keep fighting. So, I mean, that's all I care about. That
They're doing something.
they're doing something, but if he doesn't know what career he wants, then all right, I can tell you, I don't want you to sleep in.
Yes, yeah.
I don't want you to sleep in. I said, that's one.
Yeah.
2, I don't want to know you're playing
Games.
fucking Call of Duty all day.
Yeah.
That's 2. But if you're telling me you're up, you're rumbling, you're fighting, you're doing because he's doing Muay Thai at the moment. He's done he's mixed, but he's doing Muay Thai at the moment, and you're there in the evening, and he's looking at diets, and he's got to diet down for a fight.
Yeah.
So now I think, all right, fundamental foundations.
Yeah,
so I don't harass him too much about his career right now, because those are fundamental foundations for career.
Yeah.
But yeah, with me, like I said, when I was in the Mara room, mate, I just said, how long do I be?
Yeah.
And the guy goes, usually maybe 6 months. I said 6 months is enough. I said, and then because it was IT world, I just said, I think that's what I'm going to do. And everyone was doing courses, and I was never good at courses, never good at studying. And then I just got a job with HSBC as a trainee. I got in, and from that point, I just doubled down. And then I was an engineer flying around Australia, and then I just wanted to be in business too. So at 30, I bought a.
So you didn't go? Did you go to uni for engineering?
No, nothing.
Far out.
No, nothing. No, I never did.
So
I never
that
studied.
means you got
no
like
certificates.
wow. So you've got a real mechanical mind where you can break things
It's
down.
all mathematical.
Yeah.
I'm a troubleshooter.
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
troubleshooting person.
Yeah.
So I'm more. It's mathematical.
Yeah.
And then I got a shop in 2000, the year 2000, which is
What, a chicken shop or yours?
Nah, very funny. No. You know what I got? I'll tell you what I got. I got a juice and salad bar.
Okay, wow.
Right? It was health food.
Yeah.
And this was the year 2000, and never had a shop.
Yeah.
But I had some business partners ask me to come in. Right? They had their own shop. They had like a sandwich bar, and I came in, and immediately I had the shop uniformed.
Wow.
I looked like Boost Juice.
Yeah.
And Boost Juice started the same year. So
Yeah.
she was doing it in Melbourne. I was doing it in Sydney. And I wanted to franchise, but these guys just couldn't see the vision. And I had my staff uniformed. I had systems in place, 2.5 years to write systems in. And I'll tell you, all right, I'll tell you a little trick about systems. So I had systems in place. I had everything in place. And I used to do a protein shake.
Yeah, wow.
And I was the only protein shake. Firstly, that was thick.
Yeah.
And two, I threw an egg in there. Because I was just used to the gym life.
Yeah,
when you went
yeah.
to the gym back in your days,
Yeah.
I'm sure when they said protein shake, you threw a banana and an egg in there.
100%.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
At Mitchell's, it was the same.
Yeah.
A banana and an egg,
Yeah.
protein powder, blend up.
Yeah.
I think they even used to put a scoop of ice cream in there just because we wanted texture,
100%,
right?
man, yeah.
So it was different back then. But I had a protein shake and it had egg. And, mate, I had a lineup of people. Then it was just one. Then I had to create 5 different protein shakes. Then I had whatever. Then I was catering to people. Then I was marketing for the building because they wanted to know how to get people in the building because I was getting people in the building. But cut a long story short, when I talk about systems, mathematics, I knew when they walked in my shop, I would say, this salad takes 20 minutes to make, right? And I wrote, mate, how much salt they had to put. Everything was written down. Right? So it's like you could come in and make it. I said, that's 20 minutes to make, but I knew it took 25.
Oh, wow.
So I said, it's 20 minutes. So when they go, sorry, man, it took 22, I go, you'll be all right. I used to know that. I used to know how long my shop took to mop. I said, this is how long it takes to mop my shop. You can stay here for hours. I ain't paying for it. This is how long my shop takes to mop. I used to say to them, I knew, like, mathematically, that's what I'm saying. I ran it mathematically. So it wasn't about people wasting my time. It was just like, you can waste your time.
Yeah.
I just don't pay it.
Yeah.
So
100%.
it was kind of like how I kind of ran things there. But yeah, I had that for 8.5 years.
That's good. That's good because you got to know your numbers in terms of that whole process.
Yeah. So
well, what I do, I know that part, but then I also know I've got to invest in this, and this is going to cost me more. But I go, I don't know this enough, but I'm going to let this go.
Oh,
I'm going to learn this now.
No, you got to let it go and find out.
Sometimes I've got to learn this, and I go, once I've learned that, I can change that system.
Yeah,
but I totally agree. I'm the same. I'm the same, exactly the same in business.
Yeah.
I know. I go, if I've spent this much in this area of the business, this is what this has to bring now.
Yeah. The other thing was I think I just lost my train of thought for a second. But what I mean by that is, what I was going to say is, and I still do it today. I'm long-winded on my emails. I do an email, forget it. You might as well sit down, right? The reason I do, but everything I do is, so when I used to set up my systems, it was so they don't talk to me.
Yeah.
They didn't even have a question.
Yeah.
So I used to give them the systems, and they were so well written.
Wow.
They didn't have to talk to me.
Yeah.
I just didn't want no one to talk to me.
Yeah.
So every when I do an email, I know the question.
So you were AI before AI.
I knew. So when I do emails, I go, you're going to ask me this question. You're going to ask me that question. So I'm already going in the email. I'm answering your question. So when they come back, it's either I just want to know it's a yes and a no. At the end of it, I just want to know.
I love that.
It's just a yes and a no. Yeah. And so then I got in the coffee game. So I have a coffee business.
Yeah.
So I supply cafes with coffee.
Yeah. You still got it?
Yeah, I still do that on the side. Yeah,
wow.
that's sitting in cafes all day and this. And we started this 3 years ago.
What's the coffee?
It's my own brand. It's called Mono, M-O-N-O.
Yeah.
And just, I just supply cafes and equipment, machinery and
I guess you got a mathematical equation there on the conversations that you have to have with them because you seem like, to me, is like you're very good at this customer service side of knowing what the client needs.
Like I said, at the end of the day, I think in business, The only thing they can't replace is you.
Yeah.
And if you're exceptional in conversation, if you're exceptional in communication, and you're exceptional in delivery, right? Sure, they might find. So what I'm saying is, even yourself, they might find a gym that's cheaper, but when you walk in and it's crickets, no one's talking to them,
100%.
no customer service. Like, if you're going to be a premium, and that's how I work, then you deliver a premium.
Yeah.
You answer people's questions because you're making them pay for that, or you spend time with them, or whatever it is you're going to do. It's always about, so they might ring me on a Sunday, which I hardly do, but if they do, I'll answer. I don't go, oh my God, it's a shit cap. I go, no, that's my job. Hello.
Yeah.
And because of a mathematical mind, because Chris, that's how we met. Chris used to be a barista, and I just know everything. I know how to look at the coffee.
Yeah.
I just look at it. I look at grain. Like, it's all numbers, man.
It is.
It's a mathematical number.
Like I was at before I went to the UFC, Hunter Campbell came and trained at the gym. He was second in charge of the UFC.
Oh yeah, you went to the UFC, didn't you?
And he's
there's no sugar in that one.
no, thank you.
Go
It's
on.
like Rockefeller, but he came and trained at the gym, and he invited me to the UFC. He goes, Metz, have you ever been? And the guy's a legend, man. Like to run an organisation like that, and when you speak to him, you go, man, this guy's just grounded. And when he came, he goes, Metz, I just came from the airport. He wanted to just slipstream in, and I see him upstairs. He goes, my first stop's China Fitness. And, like sometimes you got to, in life, like honestly, like where I'm at, sometimes I got to pinch myself, right? And then anyway, we got invited to the UFC, and it was amazing where he had a seat.
I saw the seats, man.
But
those are like $10,000 seats.
Yeah, the entrance and just that experience. Before I went there, I was thinking and we got DJs every Saturday. Like, I love going to my gym on Saturdays. It's
Really?
like it's a party.
I'm
We got a
coming on
massive
Saturday.
party, man. You got to come.
Yeah, I will
You
come.
got to come there
I will
this
too.
Saturday because it's massive. We've got a really good DJ. Sometimes we bring the drummers in as well.
Nice.
And I said, all right, I'm going to create, and it's sort of evolving in the next 3 months, how the UFC entertains, we're going to do that in the gym. In all our group fitness areas, DJs, like just all those areas, which I'm working on. And I found that, when you pay, you'll pay, I'll go now and I'll want to pay that at the UFC because of how I felt. They created this feeling.
It's a feeling.
That was like no other. And I went with a mate, and I took a mate, and he said, and this guy's been everywhere. He goes, that was one of the best days I've had in my life.
Wow. Yeah.
And my wife was funny because it started at 10. She goes, you haven't fallen asleep there because you've been going all day. I go, you can't. I go, the energy is too much. What it made me realize was, think about every experience you've had in your life. What was the energy like? What was the entertainment like? And then when you left there, you're asking yourself, when can it happen again? You know what I mean? Because we're living in a mundane world. So what I said to myself, I go, I love what I do, but I'm going to create entertainment with fitness. I'm going to bring the entertainment element in because I want to be able to go to my gym and go, fuck, I just want to be here all the time.
Well, this business, this podcast is built around Dana White, right? Because it is.
And he's unbelievable.
He's unbelievable. But it's built around Dana White and UFC, and I'll tell you why. I mean, obviously, you can see I'm always uniformed, right? And everything I do, I'm uniformed. And trust me, it's a shit fight to get uniformed.
Yeah,
Sometimes you're going I'm so
because I've noticed you got the hat and the shirt on all the time.
All the time, right? But what Dana White did...
I'm good mates with Muscle Republic. So everywhere I wear this, he was with me. He's got an amazing story, but we just collabed with him on all new uniforms.
Nice.
But I'm wearing Muscle Republic all the time. Every video you see, you'll see Muscle Republic.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, what Dana White did was, boxing's not done it. He created a brand, UFC. And under that banner, there's people that believe in it. There's people that enjoy it. But what he did was he created a level of excitement. So all these fighters, you don't know them. We don't know them.
Yeah.
But he makes them seem exciting.
Yeah.
So he knows to get people to come to the fight, the excitement has to happen before the fight.
Yeah.
Right? So there's an excitement, anticipation. So let's just say you're creating entertainment at Titan. If you're not creating the anticipation,
Yeah.
Because that's where the most money goes to.
Yeah. 100%.
Because then they buy the ticket.
Yeah.
Post, you don't see, he does one press conference.
Yeah.
So announcing you last night is purposely driven.
Yes.
Everyone gets announced.
I noticed
Whether
that.
they get questions or not, I don't care.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a set routine.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the weekend you've missed out on my podcast.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm elevating the guest.
Yeah.
We don't elevate Steve. It's the guest, the guest,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
guest, the 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 guest.
I actually like that. I'll notice that. I go, fuck, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. So it's all about elevating the guests, making them feel like they're a rock star. And it is, the show's done on the rock. But we know 7 days in the we know 7 days in the week.
Yeah.
We know if he doesn't do something, I go, where is it?
Yeah, yeah.
He's the only one that doesn't ring me. I'm like a stickler.
Yeah.
But he knows I'll do it. But we know.
From everything you've been telling me, you're like a systems guy.
I'm a systems guy.
I'm a systems guy, and you know his system.
Yeah, I know his system
You know
too.
his system as
No,
well.
he's like, he'll laugh, but I know
Like,
his system.
but it's very
I know your
important.
system. Yeah. So we know.
That's self-awareness.
We know Monday, we know Sunday night. We know exactly what's happening, with every single post. We don't just post and just think, I'm glad we did it. Like something you said, you start something, you don't know what you're doing, but now you're looking at analytically going, hang on, now I know, take that away, shorten that, add that double down on that. So it's kind of like what we do.
And for me, like I've done about 80, and I've been really busy at the moment. Like the business has been growing.
Yeah.
So it's been challenging, and people have asked me. I go, look, I'm going to get back to it, but I go, the business needed me in a different area right now. I go, it's all positive, and things are moving in a much better area, to be honest. But I said, with this kind of growth of the things that we're doing, I had to readjust myself. And I love doing podcasts, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
It's funny because like I done one with Latitude Accountants last week.
Yep.
There's something I learn all the time.
Yeah.
So whether it's you interviewing me or I'm interviewing you,
Yeah, of course.
I walk away pumped up again. Like I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited about what we're about to create. Because I get these ideas, you know what I mean? And I've interviewed some like really, really great guests, you know what I mean?
You have.
One being
you've had
Dr. Charlie Teo. Man.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I want to go there because that's going to be the next thing. Just quickly. Yeah. So you went from Rockdale, having bash ups all outside, and back then bodybuilding was literally dormant.
Yeah,
there wasn't the educated mob.
You didn't have fitness first. You didn't have any time.
But also, it wasn't an educated mob. No. We were kids. Probably got us off the street in a sense. We trained. Some were tradies.
Yeah.
But dormant at the cross.
Yes.
Gangs, whatever it was, and
you're 9 to 5 people. There was hardly any business people.
There was no doctors, no accountants, no one educated went to the gym. But then, and in the gym was 95% guys, and we had 5% of girls, and that's usually those girls were predominantly tomboys.
Yeah,
or they were going upstairs to aerobics.
Yes, that's right.
There was and then we stayed there because we wanted to watch the aerobics girls go in and out. Right, that's what we did. So when did the evolution come to move from Rockdale to
Coogee? I had Kensington.
Moves.
Kensington was before Coogee, and my brother was the one that pushed that as well. And like I learned more about more stuff. I wasn't good at it, but I learned more about having more team members and more staff and more classes.
Yep. And
so that was a different challenge, but it was a good one. Look, they're all apprenticeships.
Yeah,
I call them apprenticeships, and I think I'm enjoying this apprenticeship the most of where I'm at right now. But you need those stepping stones unless you go and buy a franchise gym like a World Gym or whatever there is. Like there's plenty of franchises there. There's hardly anyone like us anymore. We don't exist. Like we don't exist, and it's a great place to be.
Yeah.
It's not to say I probably won't create a different format.
I don't know why I haven't even come and visit it. I knew of your gym, but I'm going to come here.
No, you'll be pleasantly surprised.
I know. I'm looking forward to it.
So they were kind of apprenticeships to where you're going next, and it's different when you buy a franchise. And I'll give you the best example, right?
Please.
Fitness First, right? It was owned by a group. And now they've almost killed them.
It was Healthlands once.
It was Healthlands, yeah.
Remember
but
that?
now what they've done is they've killed themselves off.
They've killed themselves, haven't they?
And I think, if you're not careful, World Gym's a little bit different because they're franchised out to, operators. But those operators haven't come from the fitness industry, so they're going off a playbook. Mm-hmm. So where they'll come into trouble eventually is when the industry changes. Like I've been through many changes.
Yeah.
28 years of changes.
100%.
So where they're going to probably struggle is when the next change happens.
What's the next change you reckon?
Look, right now, High Rocks is a huge part. Right?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
We're bringing Soul Cycle back, which is the American style, starting tonight, to be honest. We're bringing Reformer Pilates. What I'm trying to do with all those areas is like build technology, which we're building right now, which is for people to understand the mechanics of that area. So we're bringing the best IP into the app and teaching people the mechanics of, if you're on for example, let's say High Rocks, for example, how to perform the ski erg the best. There's 3 different styles. Which style is going to make you the most efficient? The same with the rowing. I want to break each one down. I'm not going to show one movement. I'm going to show a couple of movements, but I'm going to back it up with one of the best, in strength and conditioning and sports physios, and what can go wrong. So I want to go into the detail now. I want to go into the detail, but also facilitate the coaches with that detail, whether it be on the weights floor. We've got enough technology now to feed the right information in there to give people 2 or 3, like when someone asked me about Jay Cutler and Dorian Yates, which one do you agree with?
Okay, yes.
You know what I mean? Same thing, because they're both right. You know what I mean? And I was looking at this thing yesterday about how to perform on the ski erg, and I watched 3 different competitors do it 3 different ways. And one of my trainers came up to me and goes, Metz, it's not one size fits all. I said, fuck, you bring up a point. That was like a moment there for me. I go, all right, to create the best, we've got to break each movement down. Because if that person wants to get good at this, let's give them what that roadmap looks like for the next 12 weeks. Let's give it to them. So we want to go more into the detail of each of those areas. And the best way I put it, I go, I'm not a Reformer Pilates person, but what does a sequence of 12 weeks look like for me if I want to improve A, B, and C from one of the best physios that's getting someone ready to get back in the gym?
Yeah.
Right? So what's that sequence look like? Let's give that equation to the people. Let's give them 3 different equations. You can go to the Reformer Pilates twice a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a week. Let's give them the equation of how long it will take. So we want to go more into the detail with the app, where it's almost a coach that is so well rehearsed that you can talk to the app and it's talking to you.
So you're bringing in AI?
Yeah. We're working heavily on that right now. Because, see, I can think of that, but I can write it all down here. That's not good enough anymore. No, people just want to be able to talk to something that it's talking back to them. So we're bringing that technology in. So it's not like when people go, is it easy? No, I'm literally having meetings with these developers, pushing them to the edge.
Yeah.
And then challenging them where I'll go, listen, I've got about 10 experts that are going to rip this apart for the proof of concept.
Yeah.
So, we understand that it's moving in a direction where we can now do a lot more. And part of it, they call the group Metz AI. It's not Metz AI essentially, it's Metz, like you're talking to me right now.
Yeah.
But how can people get access to that a lot more? That's what we're trying to do, in a way that's easy to take away every friction point.
I think it's similar to what I told you. Give them enough to not talk to you.
Yeah, man.
Not ask you questions.
Yeah.
And that's what you have to find the detail. Every single question you think will be asked.
Yeah.
And even, like I said, what you anticipate. Can we stop me talking? Can this answer everything they need? Do they need to come to the desk? Only when they feel like...
That's why we're getting AI screens that replicate the app. So you can go on there.
Yeah, wow.
And then we can help with that and facilitate that. That's going to come probably in the next 3-4 months. Yeah, so I can facilitate that process.
I'm just kind of looking at my notes for a moment. I want to talk, before we go into your podcast, you have a thing as well about helping men. You want to see a better man, masculinity. Man. I want to go with that.
And I'll give you an example, right?
Do.
If you look at, I was watching this video and people look at the tape boys, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what they look at for masculinity.
Yeah.
I agree with masculinity, but I don't agree with the values and the principles because it takes people way off track. It takes people way off track because to do what he says and to be with possibly multiple people or one, whatever, like 2, 3, whatever it is, right? Not everyone can do that. And you're going to take people down the
multiple
wrong,
people.
like multiple women.
That's right. So,
Right?
okay, that's
So
good to
you're
know.
talking about
Just wanna make sure.
masculinity, you're talking about,
Did you
multiple.
talk about the tape boys, or they're talking about?
Tell you,
certain
like
things?
they talk about, I was just watching this one guy and he asked the question to someone, I don't know who it was. He said, I followed everything. The guy was well built, looked good too. I've done this and I've done that. And he goes, it didn't work for me. Because it was the worst I ever felt. And I think self-awareness of understanding who you are, you can still be a man and not have to do that.
Yeah. Oh, look. Well, because I'm glad you don't get to experience this, but when you suddenly become in the single world, the wide, wide world after being married and
Different story if you're single. Like
No.
if you're single, you're trying to find the person you want to be with.
Yeah, but what I was going to say to you is even that, like the physical, just dating different women, multiple women, it's not fun in the end.
No.
What I mean is flesh is flesh. It all looks the same in the end. I promise you.
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah. And you're there, right?
And you're there, but when you're not connected spiritually, when you're not connected emotionally, trust me, an anxiety happens later.
Yeah.
And also you start to realize you're affecting others.
You're
Because
more powerful, honestly. You're more powerful when you're more controlled.
100%. And most people don't understand that you're affecting another person. Because what's their investment in you?
100%, man.
You thinking you're having a great time having sex, but what's their investment?
Yeah.
Is it mutual? Maybe they like you.
There's definitely not mutual all the time. Like that,
So you can't have everyone.
And if you think it's mutual, they're probably worth heaps more.
Yeah, so you can't have everyone.
No.
That's what I've come to realize. So a masculine guy knows this because he's, like I said, he's in control of that too. You can't have everyone. No. Two, we live under a world of delusion.
Yes.
And if anyone's, I guess, listening to this and they're in these dating world or dating sites, see, Matt, when you go out with a girl on a date, I'll tell you all the delusional parts, right? First, you dress up the best. You're not dressed up the best every day.
No way. No.
So you dress up the best. You've got your tight t-shirt on, your muscles are showing, and she's put on something really glamorous. You put a bit of cologne on, so you're smelling great.
Yeah.
They're smelling great. You got the hair done. Everything's good.
Yeah.
She's got makeup on. Everything's beautiful. And then you go to dinner. And what's dinner got? The beautiful lights, the kind of the setup's nice. And then you have the first glass of wine and the second one, you're gone. Now you're in intoxicated state.
Yeah.
So you're delusional now. So there's no senses. And then you end up sleeping with each other and you wake up in the morning and you're no more in the delusional state. That's the bit you'll roll over. Two things you're hoping. One, you don't look at them and go, what the fuck? Second thing is you hope they don't turn to you and go, what the fuck?
100%.
And that is the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah.
Because all you want to be is a nice, safe bet. So what I've learned is, if anyone's listening in the dating world, when I did date, because I don't date anymore because I'm seeing someone, when I did date, I used to go, right, so I used to go mid-morning walks. I go, you want to go for a walk? Because I like walking and get a coffee. You see him, no one's got makeup on, really, or no one's got, and I used to bring my dogs along.
Yeah.
Right? And if they go, oh, I don't like dogs, I go, well, you're gone.
That was a test.
Like dogs. Yeah.
That was a test.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I love your dogs.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? Or whatever it is, you find out a lot more in just kind of atmosphere where it's not delusional.
Yeah,
So that's
exactly,
so what I'm getting at is, so when we talk about, I guess, because I can tell what's masculine, I think that
Control's more masculine, honestly.
Control's
the biggest one, man.
And not only yes, control, but we respected girls. We were their protectors. We grew up to be like that.
Yeah.
Your cousins.
Yeah.
You didn't have sisters. Your sisters, but even
my
girls.
nieces. I got heaps of nieces.
But we
and
were
that, you know what I mean?
built to protect.
Yeah, and daughters.
And daughters, right?
We grew up with 3 boys, but then it all changed with the nieces, the daughters, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So, like I said to you, the masculine is control.
Yeah, it is.
No one understands that.
It is. Honestly, it is.
It is, and I think it's like your job, my job, our job, to harvest that in men.
Yeah.
But not by not telling them the stories about us.
Yeah.
But again, CIA, finding 90% about them,
Yeah.
get the intel and
Yes.
give them 10% of us and guiding them. Because my son said to me once, I don't know if he's going to be okay, I'll share it anyway. He said to me once, I was sitting in the car with him, I guess, divorced people, you drop off your son at your ex's, and we're in the car and he's talking freely and he was speaking about pot,
Yeah.
marijuana. And he was kind of, I don't know, maybe 17 or something, 18. And I've smoked pot. Trust me, I've tried everything. I'm not into it. Like, I'm not into it. Never been something that captured me.
Yeah.
I was not really into it. But he's there talking to me. He goes, oh, yeah, I smoked with my friend, did something. And I'm like, no joke, I'm in my head going, should I be hearing this? Right? I'm hearing it.
Yeah.
I didn't say nothing. I go, see you later, mate. Bye. The next time, maybe months later or a week, 2 later or 3 weeks, he goes to me, starts telling me about marijuana again. I go, all right. Here again, didn't say nothing. Then it came to the point one time I was dropping him off. I said, yeah, his name's Jan. I said, Jan. I said, can I just ask you a question? He goes, yeah. I go, what, you smoke about once a week, you reckon? He goes, yeah. I said, fuck, that's 52 times a week, 52 times a year. To me, it fucking seems like you're an addict. I'm not fucking impressed, man. And he looked at me, I go, listen, once in a blue moon, something out of the ordinary, go for it. But if I fucking hear you're doing it every week, I'm not fucking impressed. But I had to get the intel.
Yeah. You got 100%. You want to see the pattern.
Yeah. And he goes, and it changed.
Yeah.
Just changed from that point on.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he does it now. I don't think he does. But it doesn't really bother me. But
It's like you're an active listener.
But I had to be.
Like you have to be, right?
I had to get the intel.
Yeah,
I couldn't get it on the first go. You don't get anything on the first go.
Well, they're not going to be so open on the first go, right? They're going to get defensive.
Yeah, I was once going getting a gelato with him. He's going, yeah, my friend, we were in his car and he did a burnout. I mean, he did burnouts all the time in our cars. Don't worry about that. But I'm not going to tell him that.
100%.
And I went, burnout? Same thing. I had to wait weeks, months, just to see how they drive. Yeah. But thankfully, I never had to say anything. Yeah. It seemed like it all calmed down. But I'm going, these kids are opening up like they think we told our dad something small, we copped a backhander. But
we told them nothing.
But but these kids seem to open up. So we'll segue into your podcasts. I was mesmerized by some of them. I just went up to your highlights, and your podcast has had some amazing guests, rugby league players, past and present greats. Can I just ask you, what's the common narrative you found from all their conversations?
Rugby league, it's funny that there's one common theme that, how they played the game and how they have gone into it, there was a lot of similarities there. What's happened in rugby league is there seems to be somewhat of a culture where they don't know what to do when they finish their careers, right? Really nice guys. A lot of them are really nice guys.
Yeah.
But they haven't had those skills and tools given to them because they get given everything, even though they're getting paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
And you soon
they've got massage, food,
everything,
pre-food, after
everything.
training for catering.
Yeah. So what happens is, and which is astonishing to me, they play such a tough sport and they train like that. So they've already got the discipline. They don't know how to transfer their discipline into something else that they should be able to be good at, because these guys are in front of the camera. A lot of them are charismatic too. They're actually very well spoken. Yeah, like it blows me away how well spoken they are, how they understand processes and systems as well. But then to be able to put that into game or into play in business when their careers are over, a lot of them struggle in that area. And a lot of them, what's interesting is they might go into business with other players possibly, and it's not like those players know any better, right? But it's funny because they already got the skill set. They got the skill set. They've actually got there's enough around them to become great. But they, it's like this, right? You finish school, you don't know what you're doing straight away. So you finish rugby league, it's the same. It's actually the same. So you're going to have one or two cracks. The problem is you're in your 30s now, in your 40s. So it's a little bit harder in terms of what you're going to do, albeit that you have this platform and this foundation to do well. So, but it's funny because they're all interesting. They're all interesting. And they're just, man, like, they have an insane mindset how they can play a game with a lot of injuries. Like how they're playing injured almost every game.
Wow.
Is you have to have a tough mindset to be able to get through that. And, you know, just how much they love the locker room. So when they lose the locker room and they finished, it is hard. I believe it's hard for every man because, you know, we want to have great men around us. So imagine them, they're in this locker room all the time and then they lose it. It's not easy. It's not easy and you can see it. And it's hard to facilitate that process. So because they're in this system for 10 years, man, you know. And they're great blokes, man. A lot of them are really, really nice guys. They all train at the gym. I've trained with a lot of them. Man, they're just great guys, but there's just certain tools. We were lucky because we were blessed for how we came through.
Yeah.
We weren't given anything. We had to work our way through. For us, it happened at a younger age. Then these guys are in this system. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think we all know, or you know, it's all 5%. So there's that many thousands of rugby league players or hundreds of rugby league players. There's 5% that are going to become commentators that Channel 9 will take. 5%.
Yeah.
Like Braith Anasta, which I want to bring up. He's very lucky that Fox took him.
Yeah.
And from...
But you know what the difference between him was? He knew when he signed that contract at the Roosters what he wanted to do.
But that's what I'm getting...
Because he had that, like out of all of them, like he was like, when I talked to Braith, I know that he knew that.
But that's what I'm saying is like how many kids live at home? Live at home and have it all. Yeah. I lived at home and I had it all. My mum used to put my clothes away, cook for me. And one day I went, they're helping me. How come I'm not investing my money? So I started buying properties. Yeah. But I was living at home because I realised I could burn my money. Yeah. So what I'm saying, these rugby league players need to know way before it all finishes. Though they're playing the game, they need to think, am I investing my money? Am I talking to the right people?
Like, and do I trust them as well?
Yeah. Yeah, do I trust them? So in other words... That's why, and some people are blessed, like a Johns. I mean, when you're the GOAT, they're going to buy you regardless you can talk or not. I'm not saying he can't talk; he can talk. He knows the game. But what I'm saying is, when you're that type of player, you're bought straight away. Like Channel 9's going to sign you up, and we're gonna make you a great commentator. Yeah. So there's even Cameron Smiths and all that. Like I mean, what I'm saying is. But Cameron Smith he did work his way to know. Like I said, some players know they want to get into commentary.
They're very strategic.
They're strategic, their plays. Yeah. Slater, very smart. Yes. They're not the best players in the world for nothing, but people like even Fittler, he was a GOAT too. He's a gifted player. They loved him. He, sign him up. Yeah. Andrew John, sign him up. Yeah. You don't, I mean, look at the other Johns. There's Andrew and there's
Matty.
But look at Matty.
He's got the charisma.
Really. So what? And look what he's done and what he keeps doing. Like and I think that's what I'm saying is in with Braith. But what about when Braith brought up that subject? We didn't know his father suicided and that he himself has not always been completely happy till these later years, which is understandable. Sometimes it's hard to, even when you're kicking goals, you're winning. Even myself, I struggle to find happiness sometimes. I don't know why. Is it part of our journey?
I think.
How did you feel when you heard that or know that? And it's a sad story.
Well, I'll tell you why. When you're interviewing some of these people, you see part of you in there. Yeah. So you get to be you can understand it because again, like in my 30s, there was times I felt that way. In my 40s, there's moments that you feel that way. And look, as you get older, you start to learn more about how to frame all of these things that made you feel a certain way. So you understand how to change the inner dialogue of the words that you use. And I think what he understood was how to change those better. So, you can look at that frame of what happened to his dad. That frame created a pattern for so long. So you're working through life, but this is still here. Right, so then you got to understand how to frame some of these situations in life. Like, when I lost my dad, I had to frame my life differently. Which was 8 years ago. His one was for suicide, a lot harder. Yeah, that was a lot. So I can, I can look at all of that and understand how to frame things, you know. But I'm still learning, Steve.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like when people ask me, like, where are you at? I go, I'm still learning. Like, I know I've got a meeting after this where I have to create a system and a process because, again, I was getting information, like you said, just getting intel and go, all right, this system has to be this. We're doing really well, but this is what's not working, and these are the reasons why. So I'm trying to get better at that system, though. I'm not happy with that system. You know, even though I'm getting intel, I'm not better at that. Like, I can get much better at that. So, you know, when I was there and you hear that, like, you go, okay, fuck, you frame it. I go, at what point in my life did I feel like that? And that's the great thing about these podcasts, because I could almost frame at different parts of my life. I go, yeah, I did feel that. You know, I did feel that. You know, I did feel that. And then you go, okay, he dealt with it like that. I like that idea. You know, like there was a thing I heard the other day, and I was in the podcast studio. I was talking to this gentleman, and he said, you know, was there any time in your life where you struggle? Like, I think I lost belief around here, because I'm a bit of a wordsmith. Can I intervene here? I said, yeah. What is it? He goes, when you look at life, you've just moved away from belief. You just move belief back in. He goes, you never lose it. I was like, fuck. And he goes, so whatever you're doing this year, and this was a profound one for me, he goes, lean into it. Lean all the way. Like all the way, right?
I'm thinking about myself now. Go on, yeah.
But then he said, hey, when you lean into it, he goes, you know, when you have a goal, it's an end. Because if you lean into all these things, you'll see what comes. But he goes, if you go to a goal, it's an end. What if you don't get to the goal? What does that feel like? And then when you get there, the end, what does that feel like? So, you know, it was funny. I changed a few of those things in the last couple of weeks.
How you find it?
I feel like I'm free.
Yeah.
Like there's an element of freedom in that. Because you get locked into an idea. And it was funny because I started to, like, what I try and do is I go, okay, if I'm going here, let me look at the pattern of the last year. How do I feel? So then you go, okay, let me change a couple of the process. And it felt better, to be honest, because now I don't feel like I'm locked into an idea, right? But I'm still locked into, I want to get somewhere. That somewhere, things seem to come much better. Yeah. Because it flows a bit more. It's a bit more free. Yeah. It's not so tight. It wasn't like he didn't say go for it. He goes lean into all of it, which is hard. Yeah, yeah. So, like, didn't say take it easy. He said lean into all of it, right? Yeah. And he said don't have that goal be the end point. Because, like, if you look at it, the end point, it's like you get there, you're trying to get there, you're working so hard that you're forgetting what's happening. The journey. You're forgetting the journey. And, you know, the guy, I'm not going to mention, like, his name, top bloke, and he's a guy you would actually listen to. Wow. Yeah, he's a guy that you would actually take advice off.
Sometimes we need that. I don't know. It's very hard to find people you can take advice from. I think especially people like ourselves, not because we're stubborn to.
And I'll tell you off camera after this.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Because I think sometimes we can be, because of our ethnic traits, a little bit stubborn, but we're always looking for the one that can offer us guidance. But don't you think a lot of people talk too much, don't deliver on the actions? And that's the hardest bit. I look at the actions more so than what people are saying to me. And actions are everything. I think, and that's what I'm saying is sometimes there's just no words. You just got to do it.
Yeah, it is.
There's no words.
I'm telling you.
You just got to do it. Yeah, I know. There's no words.
You know what I mean? Like, you get caught up in those ideas and you're going, who created that idea? And then, you know, I'm a victim of that. Then I just changed the way I thought when he sat down with me. Like, I was like, okay, fuck, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. The other thing is, which we do a lot with Chris, but I do with a lot of people. Sometimes I don't necessarily jump up and down and celebrate ideas as I did before, because I know that
I'm the same.
Yeah, but the reason I don't anymore is because I know, all right, show me the next step. Yeah. Well, this is just talking. I'm not going to high five. I'm not even going to jump out of my seat. You're saying we're doing this, so show me first step. Yeah. And not even going to excite me. Show me it coming to fruition, but show me transaction. Yeah. Because 100%. You can put assault bikes in a room and go, look at us. And you're going, where's the people?
And what I mean by that is, like, I'll give you an example.
Yeah. Where's the people riding?
Like, I'm
it's the people riding,
right?
Yeah.
And then I know there's 4 sequences before that.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah.
And then I know what the marketing has to look like for that. So I know all of that.
Yeah. That's
But what I mean by that is like you have a target, right? A goal to get to.
Yeah.
I know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to worry about the goal.
No, that's what I'm saying is you don't worry about the goal.
100%. I look at the sequence. The sequence of events. 100%.
Because the first bit means nothing and the end bit means nothing. It's everything in
between.
between.
Do you know like starting something's easy. The middle and the pointy end is what most people cannot do.
That's right.
They're the toughest conversations.
Sometimes it's the stuff that doesn't give you dividends. That is the
people,
hardest.
People go, oh yeah, I can do that. Okay, show me, man. And then they get to the middle and then they get the pointy end. Okay, do you know, like, people have to take a self-reflection of saying, fuck, I'm not good at this. If they can identify that and go, can you help me?
Yeah.
You'd actually help them.
100%.
And it's better when they identify it because I go, I'll help you.
Yeah. 100%.
Like, identify the problem, man.
And also knowing that there's, hopefully you know yourself that there's someone else that knows something a little bit more than you and get you through.
Mate, I'm lucky enough that like there's a lot of people that bounce off me as well.
Yeah.
Like it's not transactional. Yeah. It's like, let's help each other, right? No, because I can't possibly be able to watch and know everything everywhere.
No,
like it's humanly impossible.
Impossible.
So when you're
impossible to know everything.
When you're like when you're just truly a person that helps, mate, things just come back to you, man.
Well, I hope so because I do like that. But what about talking to Dr. Charlie Teo?
Yeah.
11,000 brain tumors. Apparently the most controversial doctor. I don't know why though. Where the average doctor would only do about 400 in their lifetime. What was it like talking to him, his kind of intelligence, and why is the system against him in a sense? Or why do you think such a brilliant person that maybe is a bit outspoken, maybe knows more or maybe knows too much in relation to what everyone else knows, that, there's a bit of a pushback. But what was it like talking to him?
You know, it was funny because I'll never forget, I was on the airplane going to Melbourne. I thought I'd message him and he got back to me straight away. Then he came on his motorbike and I was showing him around the gym. He goes, "Mess, I'm not a gym guy, I run a lot." But he was bamboozled by what the gym looked like. He was like jumping off a motorbike, looked like a rock star.
Yeah.
And just a larrikin. Like not like just like us.
Yeah.
Even though he's Asian, he was like a wog.
Yeah.
Like just like that. Yeah. And you could feel the sense of, fuck, this guy, I can connect with him.
Yeah.
Because he's a genius.
Yeah.
Right? We didn't study like him.
No.
And he picked one of the hardest professions on earth.
Neuroscience.
Like, why would you even do it? Like in my head, I'm going, why do you go to that length? You know, like when you look at like, I said, what's your most operations that you've done in a week? Something like 8, and they were 10 hours each. And I said, "What do you mean?" I said, what do you do? Like, what position are you in? He goes, "I'm in this position. My hands can't move. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink alcohol." And I go, what do you mean, 10 hours? He goes, "Yeah, you can't." I go, "What about a break?" He goes, No, you can't go for a break. There's no break. So what was the longest operation? 24 hours. I had about half an hour break in the 24 hours. Like, you're not doing this for the money, man. You know, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, say you got 5 or 10 grand for that operation. Say you got 10 grand.
Yeah.
Man, there's other things you could be doing in that position when you're saving lives. If you look at the number 11,000 to 400,
yeah, I know.
It's a level of insanity. Like you ask yourself the question, why would you go to that level? He's had everything taken away from him and he's still doing these operations. You know, if you look at how he kind of lives, it's modest. Now, you know, there's a train of thought, and man, I still get messages of backlash in that video.
Why?
Well, there's people like, you've always got the keyboard warriors. I mean, the 5% are the loudest. Yeah, the 5% are the loudest. We tend to stay in the 5% a lot. You know, that's ingrained with us. As WOGs, it's ingrained with us as well. Fly under the radar, don't let anyone see you. How can you not let anyone see you on this podcast? You want to be seen. So he didn't care what he said.
Yeah.
He didn't care. Like, and he's at that point, like he's in, I think he's 65, 67. And, if you read the messages, there's more people he saved than he didn't. Like, I mean, by a majority.
Yeah.
By a majority. And I went to one of his events. He was like a hero. Imagine like giving a family 20 years more with their kids. They were going to die. And the first time I met him was with one of our previous partners, who's still a great friend of ours. His kids were 3 years old. And I'll never forget, he came to the gym at Rockdale. This is before I knew Charlie. Because my missus is going to die, really. There's no one that'll operate on her. She's still alive, 20 years later.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I had witnessed that without knowing him from back then. He's still alive. And I rang him, and he actually told me, he goes, Metz, when I spoke to that individual, I said, this is what's going to happen to you. And he goes, well, I was exactly like, I was right. He goes, it kills me the most when I'm not successful. It hurts me the most, he goes.
I can imagine.
But what was funny? Like, imagine, Steve, I'm sitting down, right, with probably a genius.
You are.
A wreck, like, we're never going to see again. Like, never going to see again when he's gone. He's 67, you know what I mean? This is like, it's never going to happen again.
But why do you think there's such a backlash on him?
Like if you look at Australia in itself, you got the tall poppy syndrome. And I think I've spoken about this before. Yeah. But I don't think we allow people to really push for the stars, because like in America, right, as bad as like different states are and what's happening over there, but the guy that's gone to jail, that's come out of jail, it's a criminal, he's got a podcast, he's now a hero.
Yeah.
We're not like that in this country, man. No, let's kick them down while they're down as much as we can. And let's not let them come back. Where in America, you become the hero. You do seminars, you do all this. Like there's a plethora of people that have done that in America too. Not here, right? Not in this country. We're not heralded that way. And I think that's one of the biggest problems in Australia. They won't revisit. They should revisit some of the things that they've done. They should look at this person and go, mate, he saved this many people. Again, it goes down to the one or two people that don't want you around. And that's enough. Not the majority of people that want you around.
I know. But what do you, like, I guess maybe... I'll
give you an example.
Please.
If I was in that position, there'd be only one guy I'd ring, it'd be Charlie Teo.
Yeah.
To save my life.
Yeah.
Because if I'm in that position, I'm going to die. If I'm going to die and that they go, Metz, we can't help you. And I go, well, there's one more roll of the dice.
Yeah. But what is it about? I mean, I wasn't. I mean, I was going to bring it very early in the piece, right? Because look, this is how early it was in the piece. That's page 2, and we're coming close to the end. But I thought, like, even what we're seeing now with these Epstein files, right? Because we can't hide from them.
No.
But
unbelievable.
Don't you? Firstly, I need to drop my phone because I think I've gone down the rabbit hole too far with this, because it's there now. It's I can't stop it. Like
100%.
You can't stop looking at it and analysing. But what I'm getting is,
I'll tell you what's funny, right?
Please.
Kash Patel, all of those people, right?
Yeah.
Didn't they say like 3, 4, 5 months ago? Because you can find the video. We've got nothing on Epstein.
But that's.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Do you remember when Kash Patel?
Said we've got nothing.
Biondi, Bongino said there's nothing. Now, why isn't that put out there more of what they said? We've looked at everything. Do you remember when they said that?
Yeah, I know.
And you know where I found that? This guy was talking to the Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
And he goes, do you remember? I goes, how can we trust those guys? Like, he goes, do you remember when they said that? He goes, yeah. And it's just, it's.
But even with, I mean, I know with Trump, he said something like, can't we move on now? Isn't there anything?
No, look, the public knowledge is the public knowledge, right? So if you look at, Vlad TV, it's another great podcast. They put the full episode of, Epstein talking. And it was funny, and I agree with him on this. I was watching Epstein, I go, fuck, there's a lot of things I agree with.
Who was it?
Epstein, when they're interviewing him.
Oh, yes.
He said, which is funny in itself, he said, the stock exchange and all that. He goes, you can't figure it out. He goes, what do you mean? He goes, it's not predictive. You can't predict it. He goes, like, I could predict that, if you walk out that door, you're going to go out the other side. He goes, I can't give you a formula for the stock exchange. So he's pretty much telling you that he goes, they push a few things, they create a few numbers, and that's it.
Whenever they decide to move.
That's what it is. What's funny, because you could disagree with a lot of things he said, but when someone talks common sense, you got to go, he's right. You know what I mean? But like you said, they're releasing all these things. It's 3 million files.
But what's crazy, I think Chris was saying it too, like, how do you know what's AI generated now? Like, how do you know what's real and what's not? But
that's true as well.
Yeah, you don't know.
That's true
you don't know, right?
You don't know.
Like I said, they could AI generate a picture of you.
I don't know what's real anymore.
They can AI generate a picture of you.
Yeah, man.
Next to Epstein. But this is what I don't get.
Yeah, but you know what? You're right there. If you said to me, mate, do you know what's real? I'd say, Steve, mate, I don't.
But what I'm getting is, where can justice, like, let's look at it carefully. Let's take away Epstein. We're talking about the kids, pedophilia, all that stuff that's going on. What this stuff that they're talking about. What I'm trying to say is,
when are they going to clean it up?
Not only, but with all this, with all the money that apparently people have got to buy them way, like, where can ever justice be done? And are we going to see, like, this is what I'm saying is this the point where we find out justice can never be served? This is what I'm saying is it going to be the point where literally no one can outbeat these people? Not a prosecutor, not a judge, like, everybody's compromised.
I think so.
And I'll give you another example. Like, I guess don't want to mention names, but let's just say a lot of these billionaires they've mentioned, I won't mention any names, but they've mentioned billionaires.
Yeah.
Why do they only say, I don't know him? That's one. Or two, they say, I was on a business trip. How come the billionaire doesn't say this? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to sue the motherfuckers. Not sue for defamation. I'm going to clean up the act. I'm going to spend millions to put everyone in jail. Well, how come they're not talking about that? How come a Richard Branson, who we think is a good guy, maybe he is, how come he's not going, I'm double it down, they're all going to jail because I'm innocent? So why isn't George Clooney, who's been mentioned, why not him go, I'm doubling down this? Like, if someone accused me and I was a billionaire, I'll go, all right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a bunch of lawyers and I'm going to make sure we clean up this act. I'm going to invest money on cleaning up this kid problem we've got. Because I've just been thrown through the mud. I'm innocent, so I'm going to throw money at it. Like, why did they throw money at it? Why did they just go, you know what, we're billionaires, let's shut this place down? But they're all going, send from their media people, that was me there and that was a business meeting. All right, let's say it was. So why don't you turn around and go, but I've just heard about the 300,000 children that get taken every year. I don't like the sound of that. I've been compromised. I'm going to throw money towards that. But no one's throwing money towards it. That's what I'm saying. These guys have got too much money. Not just the billionaires that are accused. This system is, I don't know.
Well, the thing is, who released the files?
I don't know.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Like, who released the files? Yeah. Because they weren't going to release the files. There was nothing to find.
Yeah.
There was nothing
that's
to
what
find.
They said, yeah.
So what I find interesting is who released the files, and like, it seems to me like two sides are one.
What's that?
Both sides are just one side.
I think so.
You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. I think it's a tennis match.
Because I don't believe anything's going to happen to anyone.
That's what I'm saying. It's a tennis match.
And how can Donald Trump be mates with Bill Clinton now? You know what I mean? Like, they're mates. But that's what I'm saying. I just think it's one team now.
It is. Like, how do you stop this? But I don't know. What do you reckon, Chris? How do they stop it?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Think
how do they stop
it? I just think it's one team, man. You know what I mean? Because, like, with the information that came out, you think, like, it can't be more out. It can't be more out. You know what I mean? And you know, in the next 2 months, if nothing happens and it just gets swept under the carpet, what is the trust of the people going to be?
But it's become like this ICE group, right? Like there's we don't know everything behind the scenes, so we don't know exactly how this is happening. But when they say, like, this lady got shot, but they're saying, yeah, but they tell you that she was doing something, and when you're watching the video, you go, I can't see what she's doing. Like, even Congress is telling us stories like it was a life risk moment, and he was going to be run over by the car, and whatever, it was a hostile situation. And you go like, where was it a hostile situation? But there, and also now, like, whatever happened yesterday with the people praying yesterday, I mean, I don't know, but all I kept seeing was cops bashing people. Now, even Chris Mims said, yeah, you didn't see the big picture. So what you're seeing isn't real. It's fabricated. The police acted accordingly. I'm going like, I don't know. I'm seeing people get bashed, but you're telling me the police were threatened. I'm going, but I can't see that. But the police were threatened. And I look at it again. I go, I can't see that. But they're convincing us that we're not seeing what we're seeing now.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
How
are they doing that?
Sense.
Yeah.
Makes
So
total
what, like
sense,
they're saying, what are you looking at? You're not seeing what we see. And you go, what are you seeing?
Yeah. And this is where, like, when you look at life, right? These people growing up now. At least when we were growing up, we just thought black was black, white was white.
That's it.
Everything was black and white.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, we didn't think any other way.
No.
Now it's like there's all this being thrown at you, and you're like, fuck. Like, what, you know, how we're gonna? It's
too much.
It's a lot, and that's why, like, I think, you know, trying to align yourself the best, focusing on the principles and values that matter the most, and focusing on the simple things, because it's unfortunate what's happening. It really is. Like, you know, because, like, and I was talking to a few individuals, I go, you can have these massive goals now, and you just don't know what life's going to look like in the next 5 years.
Mate.
Do you know what I mean? Like, where, like, go back pre-COVID, you can have these huge goals, but you can see this feeling. Now, it's like, we don't know what's going to change.
Well, I was in a meeting yesterday with some coffee guys yesterday, and they were prominent. They were really good in the game. And they just told me after COVID, they've just been running on negative. They're still a prominent coffee roaster, but just the fact that COVID stripped all the cream. And they had to refinance everything. So they're back in refinance.
Wow.
So I'm sure, like, the gym industry too, and
look, if they haven't changed gyms, man, like, and look, you've seen it with these franchise models. It's not that easy, Steve. Like
what I'm saying. I don't think it's that easy. How do you stay in the game still?
Well, I'll tell you what, COVID was the best thing that happened to me. It took me to my knees.
Right.
And I said, I'm never going to depend on anyone.
Wow. Go ahead.
Yeah. Took me to my knees, and I said, that's it. I'm not going to be this guy anymore. It was a total shift because things were going well, and they were shut down.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone was doing well.
I had to remodel myself, rebuild myself completely different to the old version of me. I hated it. Like, I like, just to that happen, I didn't like it. But, you know, I can imagine, like, if people can't do that, it's very, very tough, man. Very tough. Like I can't tell you the degrees I had to go to remodel what I had to do. Myself, my mind, everything. There's, like, a lot of soul searching that goes into that. You know what I mean?
You're wondering.
A lot, and
pride.
Well, there's heaps, man. Because, at its worst moment, it was also the blessing in disguise. And then I look back at my life in the industry, it was that anyway. So now I just know we're going to do something special because of that moment. That moment hurt me too much. And, you know, I probably needed it, to be honest. I needed that.
Yeah. Although I think...
Not like, but I don't think I needed it, but I don't think a lot of people need that. Because that will hurt people too much. You can't do that to people. Like, I'm just saying that's me. I'm not saying people need it because it's too hard. It's too
What
hard
was
to
it
get.
like?
Well, you got to keep paying the bank. You got to keep paying all these people. You're shut down. You got a big customer base. That money's not coming in. You had to have. Thankfully enough, we built a great business to have a lot of reserve.
That's what I was saying.
And if we hadn't done that, I don't even know how I got to that point. It'd be hard to exist as a single operator. It's not to say that these other gyms aren't going to go through different problems, and possibly they are going through those problems. But, for me now, it's like there's no safety net. I'd rather have no safety net.
Burn the boats.
Burn the boats, man. I'd rather never have a safety net. So I've got new life and breathing new life every single day.
I can tell, but just by watching your socials, by seeing what's happening at the gym. Why is this making noise? Yeah, I can tell, but I just know the game's changed, the competition's changed. It is saturated out there. There is a lot, like from snaps to Anytimes to world gyms to, and here you are, like, not many people have survived.
No.
Like, do you want, other than City Gym and yourself?
I was there, and Billy's a top bloke, and the guy's there. He's like, he's pounding the pavement, man.
No, he is pounding the pavement.
He is, man. I was there. He's such a nice guy, Billy, man.
Billy's a top guy.
And, you feel for those single operators sometimes.
But you're one of them.
Yeah, because
but what I'm saying,
I didn't want to be the same.
Yeah,
I didn't want to be the same. Not in the sense that, Steve, I know where I came from. I love bodybuilding.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to be the same, as in like understanding me, like understanding all these different areas that I had to know.
So what I'm getting at now, but you've survived it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's not many of you left.
No.
That's what I mean. Tell me who. Tell me who's left. Who's left?
I can't tell you. I can't tell you.
It's you and Billy.
Yeah.
Really?
It is, yeah.
And you're building an empire again.
Yeah.
And I think people are coming to your gym for certain reasons.
Yeah.
Because I personally, we don't want to lose sponsorship opportunities, and maybe you like to sponsor the podcast. But having said that, gyms like yours, and
they're rare.
But there's something special.
There is, yeah.
There is something. I'm telling you, I train because of early. I train at hardcore.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Yeah. You shut down there. Yeah.
And they're funny boys there. They've got their kids working in there.
Yeah.
And their kids are young, they hardly talk to anyone.
Yeah.
But still, the place, they take pride in, it's clean.
Clean,
Trust me, it's clean.
yeah,
they take pride in that. Whatever they do, whatever it feels, it has that old school feeling.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I don't know how I like, even when I went to, for a little while, I went to Fitness First. Once you go to a gym like yours, or once you go to a gym like Billy's, or once you go to a gym like Hardcore, I'm just saying to you, even I want to mention even Metroflex with Manny, right? Trust me, when I look back at the day it was Fitness First, trust me, the equipment was hopeless. You didn't realize how much you were paying for very little.
Yeah. And that's what I said to a lot of people. I go, you probably shouldn't be paying anything to go in there.
That's right, for those kind of gyms.
That's the value.
That's right. Those gyms don't offer you anything, man.
They don't.
Even the style of bar, weight, room to move, like there is what you're paying where you can go into an environment, just the feel of having people who greet you, but also have a common goal to offer a service to you is, I said
second to none.
Second to none. So
it's important,
it is. So out of all the guests you've had, who surprised you the most or inspired you? Or maybe that's the guy you're going to tell me when we leave and we finish.
Look, Tyron Smith's a good mate of mine. We have great conversations every day. He's definitely one where, I've still got a great relationship with. Charlie Teo, just because, man, I when it's all said and done, I was lucky enough to sit down with him and have a great conversation. So those two, there's a lot more, to be honest, but off the top of my head, I probably remember them the most. But I did have a lot of great conversations in there. I have.
You've had some great. I was going through it, man. Wow.
You know,
How many
Josh,
podcasts have you done?
About 80. About 80.
That's a lot.
Yeah. I was doing heaps more, but I will be doing more, but it's just how busy these other projects are. And you know what? I'm kind of fortunate. I like all of them. I actually love all of them.
All of them, huh?
I like when people go, "What is it like?" I go, "Mate, it's a mad ride. It's a mad ride."
Maybe we can help you with your podcast
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just saying maybe we can help
I like
you.
your systems.
Like we've got a lot of. Maybe we can help you with our systems. But all right, before I go over the body,
You're
and
going
finish
to have
up-
to come and check the gym out.
Oh no, I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
you got my number. You got my message. Just come down.
I'm done,
Come
man.
down and have a workout.
I'm going to come and have a workout.
You're coming this Saturday.
I am
You
coming.
got to
this
see.
Saturday.
You got to see how it's
Okay.
pumping.
Well, all right. This Saturday, two things may happen. Two things. One, I may be going up to the Gold Coast, but
Yeah.
if my girlfriend comes down,
Yeah.
we'll be coming to the
Yeah,
gym. I'm going to bring her along because she'll love that because she loves that environment.
Yeah.
I'm going to go over the body, but
Yeah.
a few quick kind of questions I'm asking everyone. So, if you can give me what makes a good training partner?
You got to be able to have a good laugh with them,
Yeah.
and you got to be able to also make sure that you're there for one another. You know what I mean? Support, and a laugh. Support and a laugh really does make a good training partner.
Does all right. It probably could be all of it. What makes a good friend?
That as well, to be honest. Support and laughter. You know what I mean? Like a good friend will support. You'll support them. They'll support you in whatever you're doing and whatever endeavor you're driving through. Plus, you know, being as positive as possible to make sure that they believe in themselves to get there.
Believe in you as well. It's a good
Yeah,
friend.
100%.
Imagine a good
You know,
friend doing that.
it's reciprocal.
What makes a good lover?
Fuck, that's a tough one. I've been married for too long, 27 years. But
Well, you're
again,
a survivor.
like you know, I think acknowledging each other, respecting each other, you know, and supporting each other as much as possible, and you know, really like, you know, my wife's a bit old school and so am I, but saying I love you more often.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
I love
100%.
that. I love that. Yeah. How does going to the gym, lifting weights, better improve your life?
In many ways, like if you feel good, you're going to take more action on, you know, different tasks that you have to do. You're probably going to go beyond and above. If you're not looking after yourself, and look, we have a lot of successful people that come to the gym. The point of when they started to understand that they need to reverse the biological clock is when their life started to get better. Right, and they're starting to learn a lot more, and gyms do that. And if you don't go to the gym, you cannot get that. You can't get that from a powder or a tablet or anything. You have to actually go to the gym to get the work done.
100%. No, it's the foundation of youth. And I'll just tell you, when I had the coffee meeting yesterday with these guys, this is, he wrote to me saying, look, he wrote a message, right? He goes, Steve Buzz, he goes, thank you so much for coming and sitting down with me. He goes, you actually left me touched and inspired to hit those rogue gym weights and start lifting again, getting fitter. Because when I went in there, no joke, I'm not. They were all like, you know, a little bit of. Look, they were. They're not looking after themselves. But the first thing they said to me, he goes, "Well, you're looking good." I said, "Yeah, thanks." I go, "Yeah, I feel pretty good." And they said, "What's the secret?" That's what they asked. I said, "Lifting weights."
Yeah.
They go, "No." I said, "No." I said, "What's the secret?" I said, "What do you think?" And he goes, "Sex." I go, "No, sex is good." I said, "But not sex." I said, "Lifting weights." I said, because I said to them, whether I look like I know what I'm doing, whether I'm confident in approaching a project with someone or walking in the room, my body will fix that for you.
Yeah, yeah.
In other words, I'll put you all on notice.
100%.
So when I walk in, you're going to think I know what I'm talking about, or it's going to detract from my intelligence, and you're going to go, "Wow, man, you look pretty fit." And you go, "Yeah, thanks, man. I look pretty fit. What are we going to talk about today?" It's just
Makes a difference.
It makes a difference how you present yourself. So we're going to go over the body. We're finishing it off now. I'm going to give you a body part, one exercise, sets and reps. Okay? So it's pretty simple. Traps.
I'll need at least 3 sets to get it warmed up. I'm looking at about 10 or 12.
10 or 12
reps.
reps, yes.
3 sets.
3 sets, got it. Delts, side delts. What's the exercise part for traps? That's what's
For traps, shrugs being the
Let's
best.
go.
Yeah.
Side delts.
Side delts, you'd have to do laterals. I think cables are the best because you get tension all the way through. Again, you know, drop sets work really well. Higher reps work well. And, you know, again, probably 2 to 3 sets on that one. Yeah.
Okay. Rear delts.
Rear delts, bent over rear delts or cable rear delts or the pec fly rear delts. I think it takes a little bit of work to hit the rear delts. It does make the shoulders a lot bigger.
It's a lot of mind to muscle on that one.
So try and knock it out from a couple of different angles.
Yeah.
Sometimes one's going to, probably be the one that works the best out of all of them. I think the dumbbell ones work well for some people, and sometimes it's cable.
Yeah. Front delts?
Front delts, you got your upright rows, you got, your front raises with the cable. You've also got your dumbbell front raises. I think a combination of those will make the front delts great. To be honest, the front delts are getting a lot of work doing chest.
Yeah.
So I think from one individual to another, it's going to depend on how overpowering that they are to the amount of work that you do for them.
Okay. Back,
back's a massive area. I always say isolation and squeeze matter the most. But if you could do, I agree with, doing Nate's, where when you're doing reverse pull downs for the lats, because you can get much more of an extension coming down and you're really working your lat. I think those ones are fantastic. Chin ups still are a gold stay in your back workout. Yeah. Barbell rows are always going to be massive, right? Barbell rows or seated cable rows are going to be huge. Again, pick 4 or 5 of those. And again, you're using a lot more of your arms. So you're not going to try and do a lot of reps and put it all on your arms. So, probably between, 8 to 12 reps on back and doing those, those compound movements is going to get the most out of your back.
100%. Chest?
Chest, well, look, incline, I've always started with incline. I think inclines are always going to be the power one.
Yeah.
Whether you use, a machine incline, barbell incline, or dumbbell incline, and utilizing flies with the dumbbells, you're not going to use all of them in a chest workout, obviously, but you possibly can. And then, one of the top exercises you've seen Arnold doing was dips. And I think dips are so underrated for chest.
100%. And there's some good dip machines out there too. If you can't,
there's amazing dip machines.
If you can't push your own weight, which is sometimes hard for people, getting that dip machine.
But even leaning over and bringing your knees up to really focus on the chest a lot more. Yeah. I love doing dips, man. Still to this day. Bicep, look, barbell curls are always going to be one of the king of the exercises. Incline dumbbell curls. I love doing a form of cable curls as well because I want to get the isolation as much as possible. And isolating it. Some people find that easy to grow the arms. Some people struggle to grow the arms. But I just think isolating it and squeezing, getting that mind-muscle connection. People talk about it all the time, but people don't know how to quite do it. But focusing on that mind-muscle connection is going to be very important.
You can find it numerous times while you're doing a rep. Sets, you go realize you've been daydreaming.
Yeah.
Tricep,
you got skull crushers that are fantastic. You've also got dips. I always use dips as a finisher. Yeah. But you've also got cable tricep extensions with the EZ bar, and then you've got the rope. Yeah. The rope, fantastic. But you've also got the overhead rope for triceps as well. But, those main ones are always going to be fantastic. If you look at the triceps in itself and like close grip bench press, when I was younger, I used to throw everything in. I used to throw everything in, and if you can pick 3 exercises out of those, I think they're going to be the main one. And again, stick to a rep range, which is about 8 to 12 or even 12 to 15 to get that burn, and everyone's different. Some people will have 1 minute rest, 2 minutes rest, 3 minutes rest. Again, it's up to the individual and their recovery, their age. I think as you get older, you can back off and focus on recovery more and do 2 sets and really get the burn. And some workouts you can go all out, it's depending on your age. And some workouts you can go all out but not do as many drop sets. Because if you do drop sets all the time and push to the limit all the time, like say Miloš Sarcev does and pushes people, and I think it works unbelievably well that as well. But it has a place, and I think like back in the day when there wasn't mobiles and things were different, I think it was a lot easier too. Yeah, and I agree with what Miloš says. If you're gonna compete in a comp, get rid of all that. Focus on nothing but the actual workout. Don't come in there with with your shit. You know what I mean? And you know what you
I always
should
train
do?
better when I leave my phone in the car.
Yeah, but you finish your hour workout and then get the cameras to come to do finishing touches. Man.
Yeah. Because 100%.
You know, don't get distracted. Focus.
Fucking lining up that camera. I've done it too. It's funny. My latest post, and I did it on purpose too, because I knew I did the tricep kickbacks. Right?
Yeah.
But I did with dumbbells. And
I done that last week. Funny enough.
Yeah, and people go, oh, you're wasting your time with that. You do it better with cable, like kickback. And I said, yeah, all right, man, all right. You don't want to take on gravity, but I said part of bodybuilding is gravity and stability. I mean, if it was,
I used to love those
kickbacks, and those when you do kickbacks.
Honestly, I used to love those.
And if you're not careful, you're going to pull a muscle.
I know.
It's the quickest way to pull. So
100%.
actually, you've got to breathe through it, because at one stage you're going, "Oh my god, it's going to pop."
Yeah.
The way we're going.
Yeah.
And then you've got to breathe. But I did the kickbacks, but I had typically somebody go.
Somebody saying something.
Oh yeah, they go. Oh, you should be using the cable machine, and you lower it down, and you take away whatever. I said, man, you guys are forgetting lift.
Yeah.
You got to lift and take on gravity.
100%.
That's part of bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Like dumbbells. That's why. Yeah, you can use all the machines. You can use the cables and the hack squats.
Yeah.
But nothing beats
Nothing beats
jacking the weights off the ground, knees up,
100%.
and starting from that position.
But that was what it was back in the old. There was no machines.
But that's why the bodies were so beautiful.
They were, man.
Because intricate muscles were being ignited.
I used to love it when I was young, and I could throw those I think it was 90-pound dumbbells up.
It was crazy. Again, which just part of the whole experience. Forearms.
I should be doing a lot more. You know what I mean?
I do all the time, I don't have the forearms.
I should be. It's an area I get so busy, and sometimes just go, but like hammer curls, wrist curls, reverse curls.
Yeah, 100%. They're great. No one
to be honest, I should dedicate a day just doing that and doing nothing else. It'll help the recovery process as well.
Sometimes
that and calves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can
focus on those.
I do. My calves have grown for once.
Yeah.
But I used the J Cutler principle.
Yeah.
And J Cutler principle was, and we're going to say about calves, but the J Cutler principle was one, on extension, spend a lot of time down low.
Yes.
Right? That's
the
one.
Stretch.
Two, first exercise.
Yes.
So when I do.
Totally agree.
So when I do, because I've divided.
Because you're going to neglect it otherwise.
Well, when you've done legs, and you get the calves, the first thing you look at is the door.
Yeah, I know.
And you just do it to get out the door. So when it's your first exercise, there's no you'll never walk out on quad. You'll never walk out on quads. You'll never walk out on bicep, but you're going to walk out on forearms and calves and traps. You're just going to walk out on them because you're going to like that and get out the door. And calves.
But it's funny when you compete, you focus on every little muscle.
100%. But I found doing twice a week calves now.
Yeah.
So twice a week, meaning calves gets hit the most.
Yeah.
First exercise, and I've watched them grow and doing and I
I'm
never had them grow.
I'm going to do that.
So that's what I did. Yeah. Quads, what's an exercise for quad? Oh, sorry, abs. What's there for abs?
Abs is pretty crunches and leg raises, man. Yeah. Keep it simple.
Quads,
you got I don't squat anymore, but I got a mad new tech one, which is a squat, and I do the pendulum squat. It's a killer. And the other day I done reverse leg press. You know what, man? The reverse leg press is extremely hard.
Yeah.
And people it doesn't get used enough. It's fucking hard.
Yeah, it is, man.
Leg extension. I like keeping it simple, 3-4 compound movements. I don't, I'm not a big fan of leg press like I was when I was young. I still do a lot of that. But I do the new tech hack squat.
Yeah.
The Panada pendulum squat. The Panada reverse leg press. And leg extension.
Oh, I've got to come and check these ones out.
Yeah, mate, you got to check the new tech hack squat.
Oh, I've got to see it.
And you can do lunges on that. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
I'm going to come and have a look. Yeah. Hammies?
Hammies, you got lying leg curl, seated leg curl, standing leg curl. Pretty standard.
Glutes?
Look, back in the day, there was no glute exercise. You know what glute exercise were? Full extension or full range of motion on squats, man.
Yeah, I know.
When you do full range of motion on squats, obviously it's changed a lot. Like the modern day bodybuilders focusing a lot more on it now. But you got your inner outer thigh, and there's a lot more glute sort of focused exercises. Like we've got the Booty Builder hyperextension where it hammers your glutes a lot, and then you've got the reverse hyperextension from Panada that is unbelievable for the glutes. But I would utilize those with lunges. We're lucky enough to have the Booty Builder lunge, which is unbelievable how it targets the glutes. But also got the new tech hack squat, which isn't compressed on your spine, where you can do one leg at a time, where you can just target the glutes hard, even though it hits your quads.
Like I said, I mean, it's taken
But it
over.
didn't. We didn't have that.
Well, because we didn't have that many girls in the gym, and we didn't really
But
think
mate,
about our asses anymore.
Go look at Rich Gaspari back in the day,
I know.
and go look at Samir Bennett's glutes back in the day. That was back in the 80s.
So that's squatting. I know.
That's from squatting.
I know. Calves.
Calves, you got standing, seated, donkey.
Yeah.
You know,
Donkey. That's where you got a donkey press there.
yeah, pre-core donkey.
Oh my god! I only found a donkey at
No, the pre-core donkey is one of the best ones.
Yeah, donkey press,
No,
and I love
donkey.
it. You know what's good about the donkey press? You can sit there and read a book doing
I
it.
know.
So you just lean and you
I
just
know.
go there forever.
It's one of the
Do you
best
want me
ones.
to do 100? I don't care. I'm happy here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? There's something I
We got
really
the OG pre-core donkey calf raise thing.
Oh, love the donkey press, mate. That's unreal. Look, just to sound technical, tibialis.
Tibialis, they got a couple of those really cool tibialis machines that I've seen from Hammer Strength, but again, you could do it with no weight, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Well, Matt, this is your moment to promote yourself. Where can we find you? What's happening?
Look, come down Titan Fitness Coogee. Come down there on a Saturday as well. It's pumping, but we're going to bring that entertainment like the UFC almost every day. Instagram, Titan Fitness, you'll see us on our social pages there. I'm not on Substance heaps because we've got our own ambassadors and people on there. But, you know, I love, you know, all those projects, whether it be Substance, the Elevate Experience podcast, Titan Fitness mainly. When I'm in the country, I'm there 7 days a week. And Steve, you can come anytime, man. Just message me, say, Matt, I'm coming down. Just come down. It'll be like heaven for you. It'll be like you're a kid in a candy store.
I want to come and see it. I'm already licking my lips when I watch your posts.
Like it's you know, like we have built something pretty cool over there. Yeah. And you know, I can't thank, you know, my brother enough, who's been extremely supportive over the 28 years in the industry. You know, we're going on 3 decades. But it's a cool place to be, you know, and I've got to go back and do a whole heap of work.
What on Saturday? What time's the DJ on?
6 a.m. 6 a.m. man,
and
it's pumping till about 10 a.m. It's
6
pumping,
a.m.
man.
The DJ.
Yeah, you've never seen anything like it. Everyone's going off.
Soon it's going to be the day club.
That's what we're trying. I'm trying to do it. I am going to do it. It's not I'm trying to do it, because when I put something in my head, it gets done. Yeah. Like I that's how I live. Like I go, I'm going to bring entertainment. I'm going to make people happy. They're going to be over the moon. When I'm like, these changes that I'm making right now are the biggest changes we've ever made in the club's history. But we're bringing pure entertainment, fitness, culture, community.
It is,
and it's a cool place. But imagine you're flipping this whole industry on its head. I'm trying to, you know, it's challenging a little bit. It's not for me, because I know where we're heading. Because you know when you can feel it and see it, because I've already had a glimpse of it. Yeah. It's a great place. You know, the team's having fun, but it's like anything. You know, when you're doing a huge shift, you're going to rattle the cage a little bit.
Yeah.
And if you think about it like this, right, the UFC, it's not for everyone. So if you go there, you know you're going to get entertainment, you're going to get blood, you know you're going to know the characters. But that's what's winning these days. It's the story and the entertainment that wins the most.
It's the experience, man.
Yeah.
And look, I mean, besides the gyms, but I guess you've got to say to yourself, you're it's kind of like the entertainment industry. It is. And you've got to bring it in.
It is.
Mate.
Thanks a lot, Steve.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it,
brother.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, guys. Another podcast done with another wonderful guest. They're all greats, no matter who they are. So, to continue what we're doing and to keep supporting you and bringing the very best, if you could subscribe, hit the notification bell, press like, it only helps us to grow this channel even further. We really appreciate the support. Thank you for watching this podcast. Thank you for watching all podcasts. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking.